Johnny Dollar.
This is Frederick Keeley at Masters Insurance and Trust Company.
How are you, Mr. Keeley?
Why, fine, thank you, but that's rather beside the point. I have a bit of a problem, Mr. Dollar.
Haven't we all?
Huh? Beg your pardon?
Nothing, sir. Just go on, please.
Well, Mr. Dollar, one of our claimants, that is to say the beneficiary of a small insurance policy, apparently never received the check for $3,000 we sent him.
I'm afraid I don't get it, Mr. Keeley. Why call on me?
What do you mean, sir?
Well, all you have to do is call the bank, stop payment on that check, and issue another.
I'm afraid not, sir.
Why not?
I said apparently never received it. I use that word advisedly.
Well?
Because it so happens the check we sent him has been cashed.
Oh.
Yes, properly endorsed and apparently cashed by the claimant, the beneficiary himself.
Apparently.
Yes, and again, I use the word advisedly.
Well, then it kind of means one of two things. Either this beneficiary is trying to collect the money twice,
yes,
or somebody else got to that check first. In which case, we have a little matter of forgery on our hands.
Which, of course, should exact the fullest possible penalty of the law. Will you look into it for us?
Sure, Mr. Keeley. Why not?
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Masters Insurance and Trust Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the double exposure matter. Expense account item 1, $1.20 for a cab to Keeley's office on the 10th floor of the Star Record Building. He's a man of about 60, I'd say, short, stout, and rather pompous in his manner. Or maybe self-important is more like it.
No, I'm sure you realize as well as I do that a $3,000 claim is relatively small, relatively unimportant. I use that word advisedly.
Well, that means I can't expect much of a commission.
What's that?
Nothing, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yes. The fact remains that if the claimant, the beneficiary, thinks he can get away with collecting twice on the policy...
Seems to me he'd have to be pretty stupid to try a thing like that.
Oh, you're right. You're entirely right, sir. Exactly the way I feel about it. And Peter Upman is not a stupid man, so far as I have been able to determine.
Upman?
The beneficiary. In other words, it becomes evident, and I use that word advisedly, that someone else got hold of that check, endorsed it with Peter Upman's name, signed the receipt, of course, and, shall we say, left for parts unknown. In other words, we are faced with a case of forgery.
Yeah, I think I suggested something of that sort.
Why, yes, of course you did. And forgery is a serious matter, sir.
I'll go along with you on that.
Not only in this particular instance, because of the relatively small amount involved, and I use that term advisedly.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
But because it could lead to other attempts where perhaps much larger amounts could be involved.
So you want me to see if I can run down this forger for you?
No.
No? Why do you say that?
If we are to believe the People's National Bank over in Milford.
Milford, Connecticut?
That's right. If we are to believe them, the personnel concerned, their actual photographic record of the transaction, there was no forgery.
But I thought you just finished saying... What's that?
Mr. Dollar, according to them, and I have no reason to doubt them in the least, Peter Upman himself appeared, endorsed that check, cashed it, and left with the money. However...
Yeah?
I have here a properly signed deposition to the effect that Upman not only never cashed that check, but that he never saw it.
Oh, no, this doesn't make sense.
We have no reason whatsoever to question the validity of this deposition.
You're sure of that?
I am certain of it.
But you can't be.
That is why I have called upon you. Somehow, Mr. Dollar, you must bring the criminal, whoever he is, to justice. Will you do it, sir? Well...
Yeah, sure. Why not? And I use that term advisedly. Naturally, my first move was to drive on down to Milford. On the expense account, that rings up item 2, $5.25 for a tank full of gas from my own car. The People's National Bank was closed for the day, so I registered at the Milford Arms, ate some dinner, that's item 3, another $5.25. That is, including a couple of drinks beforehand. Then I drove over to the address of Mr. Peter Upman. Pete, living alone in a small apartment on East Willow Drive, turned out to be about 33. He was tall, husky, good-looking. The football type with a big shock of red hair. Very nervous, though. The kind who doesn't stay put anywhere for very long.
Yeah, sure. Come in, darling. Sit down.
Okay.
How about if I pour us a drink or something? How about it?
No thanks, Upman.
Upman? Sure you don't mean Mr. Upman? Now, don't be so formal. Just call me Pete. Sure you couldn't do with a little drink just to sort of celebrate. How about it, huh?
Celebrate what?
Celebrate what? You said the insurance company, didn't you?
That's right.
Then produce, man, produce. Just don't keep me hanging here. Only I'll sit down, too. Come on, man. Come on. Let's have it, huh?
What are you talking about?
The check. What else? Old Aunt Lizzie's insurance. Don't tell me you came all the way down here from Hartford without bringing me another check for all that lovely money, that $3,000. Now, don't tell me that.
Oh, another check, huh?
Why, sure. What else? Hey, now, look. What I mean is...
Yeah. What do you mean, Pete?
I mean another one to take the place of the one the company was supposed to send me, but I never got it. That's what I mean. They said they sent it to me, but, man, I never saw it.
Oh, they sent it all right, and they got a receipt for it.
That's what they say, man. That's what they've been saying to me ever since I put in that claim for it. Oh, look. Maybe the Upmans are kind of funny about some things, but they aren't liars, see? And I'm telling you, I never got that check.
Pete, that check...
You don't believe me? You asked that lawyer, that Alfred R. Price. He took my statement and made me swear to it. And I don't swear to something unless it's true, see?
That's all very well,
Swear to something isn't true is a one-way trip to the jailhouse. And, man, that's not for me.
I'm beginning to wonder...
Sure, that's the fastest way to get yourself into trouble, but... Look, Dollar. You be careful what you say.
Yeah?
I'm a nervous man, darling. Sometimes I got a pretty quick temper, and if somebody's trying to pull a fast one on me, well, don't try it. I don't care who you are, just don't try it, Dollar. Maybe it wouldn't be very healthy for you. See what I mean?
Is that supposed to be a warning, Pete?
Warning? No. No, man, I don't fool around. That's a threat.
Pepsi-Cola refreshes without filling. Why? Because it's truly light.
Charlie, you're forgetting something.
Wait, Kay, there's more. Yes, ice-cold Pepsi is the delicious refreshment that goes great at a picnic or a party.
But, Charlie...
And Pepsi goes fast. People like it, so keep plenty handy. There.
Oh, you did fine, except for one thing.
Well, I mentioned lightness and how Pepsi refreshes and how fast it goes.
You left out Pepsi sociability. You know the Be Sociable song.
But, Kay, I can't sing.
I can. Listen. Be sociable, look smart, keep up to date with Pepsi. Drink light, refreshing Pepsi. Stay young and fair and debonair. Be sociable, have a Pepsi.
Well, at least I can say this. Pick up an extra carton of Pepsi today.
Please do.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Trying to reason with Peter Upman didn't work. He was much too anxious to use his fists. And from the looks of him, he might have done very well with them. He maintained he'd never received the insurance check, that he wanted the money, wanted it fast, and that's all there was to it. That I had my choice of getting it for him or else. He made it plain that if I didn't like his attitude, he'd be perfectly willing to pound some sense into my head. So why stick my neck out when I figured I could get all the information I needed from the lawyer, Mr. Alfred R. Price? And Price, living in a lonely home on the north side of town, was somewhat different from his hot-tempered young client.
I'm afraid you'll just have to forgive Peter his somewhat belligerent attitude. He comes from a very wealthy family over in New Haven. I was their attorney for many years. They tried to spoil him, make him the same lazy, indolent sort that his sister and his two brothers are.
One of those things, huh?
But Peter would have none of it. He was determined to make something of himself entirely on his own.
I see.
As a result of his stubbornness, his defiance, and his father's unreasonable attitude, well, his father blandly told him he was cutting him off without a penny.
Well, how do the other kids feel about him?
Well, there's no love for him, believe me.
But how's he made out?
Very well, Mr. Dollar. He owns a little electronic shop. More important, he's the only member of the family who has any real knowledge of the value of money, simply because he's the only one who's gone to work for it.
Which explains, I suppose, why he's so anxious to get his hands on the $3,000 insurance that his aunt left.
Oh, he can use it, too.
That is, if he hasn't already got it and is simply trying to bluff his way into another $3,000.
No, don't you believe it, Mr. Dollar. Peter would no more could no more think of such a thing.
Well, you seem pretty sure of that.
Well, I've known him since the day he was born, and have liked him in spite of his hot temper. And I'm absolutely certain he would never attempt anything out of line.
Well, you're pretty convincing, Mr. Price.
Well, after all, I'm a lawyer, Mr. Dollar.
But the fact remains the company sent him a check. It was properly endorsed. The money was paid out.
But not to him.
Well, how can you be sure?
Because he says it wasn't. And that's good enough for me.
But in that case...
Have you talked to the people at the bank, to the teller who made the payment?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen the photograph of the actual transaction as it took place?
See, you're the second one to mention such a photograph.
Very ingenious device there at that bank. I suggest the first thing in the morning you go down there, see it, talk with the president, Mr. Oliver, and then see what you think.
So first thing in the morning, I was at the bank talking with Mr. Barton Winfield Oliver, the president.
Yes, a very ingenious device, Mr. Dollar, when it works properly.
Oh, what do you mean by that, Mr. Oliver?
It's called a photo register, one of the very first models to be installed in a place of business. Actually, it was an experimental
Well,
model.
just what is it? What does it do?
Comparable devices, much improved, of course, are in use throughout the whole country now.
What does it do, sir?
It automatically takes a picture of everyone who steps up in front of the teller's cage.
Oh, yeah, I think I've heard of such things.
Of course.
Yeah, aren't they used in a lot of supermarkets, places like that, to make a photographic record of people who cash checks in them?
Yes. And as a result, the incidence of bad checks in those places, why, they're almost a thing of the past.
All this means that you have a picture of the man who cashed that insurance check.
Yes, I have.
May I see it, please?
Yes.
Because if it is a picture of young Peter Upman, I don't care what his lawyer says.
Here you are, Dollar.
This is photographic proof it was he who... Huh?
Yes.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
Well, that was an
you
early...
mean to say this is the best that fancy machine of yours can do?
It was an experimental model.
Why, this could look like almost anybody.
In the beginning, it was very good. Made very clear pictures.
Well, it certainly doesn't anymore.
But only the head cashier and I know that.
Huh?
The general public don't. They think it operates as well as ever. So it serves its purpose.
Yeah, how?
Because anyone thinking of trying anything is scared by it.
Oh, great. Then this photo doesn't really mean a thing. Oh, sure, in a way it does look somewhat like Peter Upman. Same build, same general sort of face, even the same shock of hair. But it's so blurred, so indistinct, like a double exposure.
Yes, I know. But when Mrs. Eberhardt says that it was Peter...
Who's Mrs. Eberhardt?
She's one of our oldest, most trusted employees. The teller who waited on him.
Oh, let me talk to her, please.
Certainly. Mrs. Eberhardt, will you close your cage for a moment and come here, please?
Certainly, Mr. Oliver.
That's the one?
It is. She's been with the bank much longer than even I have. Almost from the beginning. She knows more about the people here in... Mr. Dollar, what does this mean?
I casually pulled my gun out of its holster, and I held it casually in front of my chest, waiting for Mrs. Eberhardt to come over. Because I'd had a real good look at her when she turned to answer Mr. Oliver. And suddenly I began to see things a lot more clearly.
Talk about best-selling records. Here's a familiar tune about America's best-selling filter cigarette, Winston. Winston gives you real flavor, full, rich tobacco flavor. And you know, that's because only Winston has filter blend up front. Choice, flavorful tobaccos, specially selected and specially processed for filter smoking. No wonder Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should. Smoke Winston.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the double exposure matter.
Just take it easy, Mr. Oliver, and don't mention it to her when she comes over here.
But good heavens, man.
Wait now. Here she comes.
Yes, Mr. Oliver, you wished... Oh, I'm so sorry, Walter.
Okay, Abby. Only I'm not Walter, I'm Jim.
Oh, yes, of course, Jimmy.
Right over here, Mrs. Everhart.
I know, Mr. Oliver. I can... Oh, dear, these chairs are all over the place.
Abby, I want you to meet my friend, Mr. Johnny Dollar.
Oh, Mr. Johnny... Oh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to bump into you, Mr. Dollar.
That's all right.
But how do you do? Oh, and I see you smoke a pipe, too, just like Mr. Oliver does.
Yeah, you'd better take a real close look at this, Mrs. Everhart.
What?
The way you look real close at all the money you handle there at the counter, at the deposit slips and so forth. A real close look, huh?
Oh, why, it's a pistol.
Yeah.
But good heavens.
How long since you've had a new prescription for those glasses of yours?
Oh, look here, young man, if this is a hold-up...
How long?
Shall I cry for help, Mr. Oliver?
No, Abby.
Better answer my question.
Young man, I don't see that it's any of your business.
I thought so.
And if you're here in the bank for any nefarious...
And this is the person who identified Peter Upman for you.
Now, look here, Dollar.
Yes, you look here, young man.
Look, huh?
That's right.
Mr. Oliver, hasn't this bank of yours got a nice, generous pension plan for an old and faithful employee who's blind as a bat?
I beg
Item 4, 10 cents for a telephone call to the lawyer, Mr. Price. Item 5, $1.50 for a leisurely lunch at the hotel, after which I wandered around the town a bit, then drove on over to the lawyer's office.
I tried to call you at the hotel, Mr. Dollar, but they told me you'd left.
Yeah, no, I was out taking a little walk.
Look here. Do you think these will be of any help to you?
Who knows, but I certainly hope so.
Now, this is Janet Upman. I believe she's about 31 now.
Well, quite a dish.
Yes, she's quite a dish.
I bet that mink set her back a lot of money.
Now, this is Edward, Peter's older brother. Not very bright.
Kind of bald, isn't he? But there is a family resemblance. And this is Peter.
Oh, no, that's Paul. A couple of years younger than Peter.
They dislike Peter, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Because he had the guts to go out on his own, huh?
Partially, perhaps.
Because he didn't take a hunk of the family fortune? Well, that wouldn't make sense.
Now, wait. You mean didn't I tell you of the hidden bequest?
The what?
Peter never knew about it, but the others always have.
Known about what?
Well, because of the way Peter had renounced his family, his father wanted to punish him.
By cutting him off without a cent.
So he said. But in a late codicil to his will...
Oh, Peter will get some money, huh?
Over $1 million, Mr. Dollar, in a few months, when he's 35.
I see.
Provided he keeps out of any serious trouble.
The money the others were left.
Millions, Mr. Dollar.
I'll bet they've been going through it like a tornado.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
All right, then, Mr. Price, if I can bluff my way with this picture from the bank, and if you're any kind of an actor, well, let's get busy. I telephoned to Peter, told him to come over. Mr. Price called the others. They didn't care particularly about seeing Pete again, but Price told them some of the as-yet undistributed money was at stake, and they quickly changed their mind. So, about an hour and a half later, there was a gathering of the Upman clan there at the office of the old attorney.
Look, Dollar, Mr. Price says you're okay and all that, but I still don't like your company's stall on the insurance payment.
Just keep your shirt on, huh, Pete?
And another thing, I didn't like your attitude when you came to see me.
Now, look, you may be a little bigger than I am, but I've decided you'd be very foolish if you tried to take me on.
Oh, yeah?
It might even cost you $1 million.
Well, all I care about is Aunt Lizzie's $3,000.
Okay, just take it easy, huh?
Take it easy? You say that to a
Oh,
redhead?
then shut up. Okay, now, all of you, listen to me.
Yes, Johnny?
I'm sure you all know that Pete here inherited a few $1,000s from his Aunt Elizabeth, I guess it is.
Yes, and we've heard about how he's tried to collect it twice over. Well, if you ask me, Johnny...
Thank you, Janet, but I am not asking you.
Well, if you ask me, Pete ought to be locked up for trying such a silly, childish thing.
Yeah? Paul, with all the time in the world on your hands, it was real easy for you to pick up that insurance check over where Pete lives while he was at work, wasn't it?
What's that?
What?
And forging a signature, well, after all, you're his own brother.
Just a minute, please.
And there at the bank, why, dear old half-blind Mrs. Everhart couldn't tell which was which.
Now, look here, Dollar.
But a little machine put the finger on you, Paul.
Absurd.
Yeah, a little device at the bank that photographs everybody who goes up to a teller's cage.
Dollar, you mean that...
Oh, now, Johnny, you've been taken in.
Have I?
That old thing is just a bluff. It hasn't worked right in years.
Oh, what makes you think that?
I know. Because the cashier is a boyfriend of mine.
Oh, that bank had better check its books.
What?
He didn't tell you it's been fixed recently? Fixed?
No, he didn't. I mean, Paul.
Now, wait a minute.
Like to see the picture it took of you, Paul, collecting that money? Here, Mr. Price. See what you think.
Why, yes, Mr. Dollar. It's about as clear as it can possibly...
Okay, Paul, you dirty... No, stop him. Somebody stop me. And not you, Paul, or anybody else.
Good heavens, Mr. Dollar. Peter will kill him.
Oh, I doubt it, Mr. Price. Can you think of a better way for justice to be done? Yeah, Peter paid Paul on this one. But I mean, royally. And I must confess it did my heart good to watch him. And Pete, bless his fighting Irish heart. Yep, he'll be a millionaire one of these days. He's earned it. Expense account total, including hotel and food, $17.20. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment.
Constipation is something people don't talk about much, but it can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because pleasant-tasting chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset. That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity gently, overnight.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a story of a deadly swamp and 4 dedicated killers. Their intended victim? Well, join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Marvin Miller, Peter Leeds, Jack Moyles, Ralph Moody, Bartlett Robinson, Eleanor Audley, and Sandra Gould. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
Silent death stalks a ship's corridor as suspense follows on the CBS Radio Network.
One more pitch may do it. Judy Wood has been pitching a great game all afternoon. She's just about the best softball pitcher in the Women's League. Okay, she's ready. Strike 3! Man, oh, man, what a pitch! Man, oh, Manischewitz, what a wine! At the ballpark, not everybody gets the big cheers. But at home, everybody's wine is always cheered. It's Manischewitz. Man, oh, man.
Man, oh, Manischewitz, everybody's wine because it tastes so good.
Have you tried new Manischewitz fruit wines? It's just like drinking fruit itself. Serve them any time. Manischewitz fruit wines, 100% pure, specially sweetened.
Blackberry wine, cherry wine, Loganberry wine.
Man, oh, Manischewitz, everybody's wine because it tastes so good.
Manischewitz Wine Company, New York.
Radio 59, WROW, Albany, New York.
The Greater Southwest Insurance Company office in Kingman, Arizona. The following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Red Rock matter. Expense account item 1, $1.70 for a telegram to Jake Kessler giving him my flight time. Item 2, $169 even, plane fare and incidentals, Hartford to New York to Las Vegas, Nevada. Early the next morning then, Jake was there at the Vegas airport waiting for me. Tall, angular, well-tanned, wearing jeans, a denim shirt, high-heeled boots, and a broad-brimmed hat. Well, he looked like he should have been riding a range pony instead of a car. We headed east on 95 through Boulder City, then south toward Kingman, Arizona.
All right, now, Johnny, now that we got the how-to-dos over with, I better tell you why I called you out here.
Hey, you said something about a murder, Jake.
We'll know for sure when we get down to Kingman. Now, back in '52, Johnny, a couple of boys named Ralph Garrett and Jerry Bisbee were doing quite a bit of prospecting around these parts.
Gold?
Gold, silver, copper, anything they could find. So how they ever joined up together, nobody could rightly understand it.
Yeah, why do you say that?
Well, Ralph was okay. Not much money, but a nice wife, home, family. But Jerry Bisbee, well, the town had been hoping he'd go somewhere else for years.
Ah, I see.
Anyhow, one day they set out to pound the rocks up near the town of Chloride over near Mount Tipton. A month or so later, though, Jerry Bisbee came back to Kingman alone.
Oh?
Folks asked him where Ralph Garrett was. He said Ralph had left him to go out and get a job in California.
And left Bisbee with the rights to all their claims?
Now, that wasn't even talked about. Not then.
Yeah, well, go on, Jake.
Anyhow, Ralph's wife claimed it was all a big lie, that Bisbee had taken Ralph out there in the desert and killed him.
But why? Why did she think that?
Claimed Ralph almost hadn't gone on that particular trip, that he'd gotten suspicious of Bisbee, that he was scared of him, and that Ralph wouldn't have just up and left her like that.
Well, did she tell this to the police?
Sure did. So they looked around all over the state, even notified the boys over in California, but nobody couldn't find a sign of Ralph.
I see.
So then she got a hold of some relative she has over in the state's attorney's office over in Phoenix. And, Johnny, before you knew it, Jerry Bisbee was up on trial for murder.
Oh, but on such flimsy evidence and without a body.
Sure. Jerry was acquitted. Now, like I say, that was back in '52. But we only paid off the insurance on Ralph about a year ago, lacking any legal proof that Ralph was dead until that statute of limitations said he had to be here or something.
Yeah, I know. But now about this man Bisbee. Does he still live in Kingman?
No, Johnny. As soon as that trial was over, he sold his little place, left town, and never come back.
And with no actual proof that he'd killed his partner?
Now, just a minute.
Yeah?
Didn't your Eastern papers carry anything about that big windstorm we had out here last week?
Windstorm?
Biggest one we've had in years. Must have blew 70, 80 mile an hour. Johnny.
Oh, yeah, I guess I did read something about that.
Sure you did.
Yeah, I remember now. That wind uncovered the bones of a man who'd apparently become lost somewhere out here in this desert some years ago.
Lost, huh?
What do you mean?
There's something the papers didn't say, Johnny. There was a bullet hole in the back of the skull.
Oh?
From exactly the same caliber as the old Winchester 94 Jerry Bisbee'd always carried with him.
Then it looks like the skeleton is Ralph Garrett's. Murdered and buried out there by this Jerry Bisbee.
Well, now, there's only one person can identify that skeleton for sure, Johnny.
Who's that?
Young Doc Blessing. And if we're lucky, we'll find him awaiting for us in Kingman.
Well, that was all Jake had to say about the matter until we could talk to Dr. Blessing. When we got to Jake's office there in Kingman, we found a note in the door from Dr. Blessing asking us to wait for him. So we sat there and waited.
And then he came here and... Rat the dang flies. Think out here in this nice, clean desert air, they wouldn't... There you are! Oh, I won't be able to hear out of this here for a week.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to knock your head off there for a minute.
I almost did.
But you were saying that young Doc Blessing took over his father's practice out here.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. And that included all the records his pa had always kept, complete records of every case he'd ever handled. Notes, prescriptions, x-rays, everything. Boxes, crates, cartons of them, Johnny. And that's what young Doc's looking into right now, all those old records.
Why, Jake?
Because he had a vague remembrance that one time, a long while ago, his pa... Oh, howdy, Doc.
Jake? I take it you're Johnny Dollar.
That's right.
I'm Doc Blessing. Glad you're here, Dollar. Jake, I've been over at police headquarters.
And you found something, Doc?
Yes, Doctor.
Now, you must understand this, Dollar. The police around here are fine. Good state authorities, too, but this thing may be beyond their reach.
What'd you find in your pa's old records?
Jake, I found evidence, including x-rays, that prove that my father patched up a broken thigh for Ralph Garrett back in '47. X-rays clearly showed the steel femoral plate he used to pin two sections of bone together.
Then, Doc.
It's been kept from the papers, Dollar. But on the skeleton they found in the desert was that very same fractured thigh bone and the stainless steel plate that my father...
I knew it.
Well, there's no question about it. That skeleton is Ralph Garrett's.
Well...
And with that bullet hole from Jerry Bisbee's gun in the skull.
Exactly.
Or a gun like Bisbee's.
Yeah, now, don't start kidding yourself, Johnny.
Yeah, now, Dollar,
Okay, you got a point. It looks as though Bisbee murdered him, all right.
Of course he did. Why else would he skip out after the trial? So what you've got to do, Johnny, is get out and find it. Bring him back to justice. That's all.
That's all?
Well, yes.
Oh, sure.
Next time you refresh, enjoy a frosty, ice-cold Pepsi-Cola.
Sociability, Charlie.
All right, Kay, how's this? Pepsi is light, refreshes without filling. You like to refresh? Have a Pepsi right now.
Well, offer it to everybody, Charlie.
I will. Enjoy Pepsi at the fountain. It's delicious at home, too. Have one at lunch or with a snack.
Charlie.
At the beach or at dinner. Wherever you go, wherever you're thirsty, Pepsi is there.
It's here, too, in our Be Sociable song.
Be sociable, look smart, keep up to date with Pepsi. Drink light, refreshing Pepsi. Stay on and debonair. Be sociable, have a Pepsi.
For the weekend, have plenty of Pepsi around. Pick up an extra carton today. CK, I'm sociable.
With Pepsi, everyone is.
And now, the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, Jake, you say that right after his trial, Bisbee left town.
And no forwarding address, and I don't need to tell you nobody's seen hide nor hair of him since.
Well, what happened to the rights to the mining claims?
Sold them out, didn't he, Doc?
That's correct. Did he get much money for them?
No. And, of course, he had to share and share alike with Ralph's widow.
Hey, Doc, you say you just saw the police.
Yeah, Dollar, and of course they're certain, too, that Bisbee murdered Ralph Garrett. On the strength of the evidence I was able to provide for him.
Any idea how they plan to proceed?
Yeah, I assume they've notified the state police and that they'll put out bulletins all over the country. All of which will take time, of course.
Yeah, in other words, they have no idea whatsoever where Jerry Bisbee might be by now.
Well, after all, Johnny, after all these years.
Yeah.
Bisbee may have gone anywhere after he left here, and since he alone had knowledge of his guilt at that time.
Yeah. So all I have to do is perform a slight miracle and... Hey, wait, you say that he was a prospector while he was living here in Kingman.
That's right.
Well, what else did he do?
Well, he kind of worked some of the mines now and then, enough to keep him in food and clothes and tobacco's all.
And liquor, of course. He was a heavy, disagreeable drinker.
But that's all.
It's the only work he knew. Now, I got some house calls to make. If I can be of any further help.
Yeah, well, maybe that gives me an idea.
Yeah?
No, you go ahead, Doc. I can work on it right here.
Very well. Don't hesitate to call me.
What's this idea, Johnny?
Just let me use this phone.
Well, sure, go ahead.
My first call was to the Bureau of Mines in Washington. I practically had to have them check me out with the FBI before they give me the information I wanted. But finally, in the course of running up a $27 phone bill, that's adding 3 on the expense account.
Yes, Mr. Dollar, I've located a listing of mining claims in the name of Jerry Bisbee.
Then he's still prospecting.
The list begins with 1944. All claims up to 1952 were in Arizona.
Yeah.
Would you like me to read them to you?
No, thanks. What I'm interested in is recent claims, and I've got a suspicion they won't be in Arizona.
Let me see now. Yes, you're quite right.
Yeah?
Within the past few years, he's apparently been doing some prospecting in the state of Nevada.
Where?
Well, in several rather widely separate... Well, of course, the office in Carson City could give you more up-to-date information than we have.
Yeah, you're right. I'll call him. Thanks very much.
Progress?
Yeah, Jake. It looks like maybe we're getting somewhere.
I knew you would, Johnny.
But on my call to Carson City, capital of Nevada, I ran into a stone wall.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I have no authority to give out such information over the phone.
All right, now, listen, please,
when
miss.
Mr. Harker gets back to the office, if you care to call back in 2 or 3 hours.
Look, isn't there somebody else there who can give me the information I need? All I want...
Without Mr. Harker's authorization? I doubt it, sir.
But look, miss, I just want to
If you
get...
were to come here in person and show the proper credentials.
Yeah, sure, thanks.
What's the matter with him up there, Johnny?
Oh, I don't know. Jake.
Yeah?
Is there anybody around here who owns a plane?
An airplane?
Well?
Well, there's young Kenny McManus has a little single...
Then come on, let's find him and see if he'd like to fly a charter job. Expense account item 4, $175 to Kenny McManus for the use of his plane and his service as pilot. Only I'm not so sure I would have chartered that particular plane if I'd taken time for a real good look at it before we started off. Yeah, with 2 passengers, a full load of gas, and my luggage, it was hardly... Well, let's face it. It was old and definitely underpowered for such a trip. We missed the tops of several mountains by only inches along the way. But somehow, shortly after noon, we landed in the Nevada capital. Item 5, $1 to one of the lads at the hangar for a ride into the local bureau representative. Mr. Harker was somewhat reticent until I mentioned one word.
What was that, Mr. Dollar?
Murder, Mr. Harker. I want this man Bisbee for murder.
I see. And I'm certain I can be of help to you.
And now, thanks to Mr. Harker's cooperation, I finally really got on Jerry Bisbee's trail. Item 6, $50, deposit on a rental car, and I headed due east. I headed for the lively old ghost town of Virginia City. I didn't know I was also heading into one of the most dangerous situations in my whole career.
A real cigarette. Have a Camel.
Have a Camel cigarette.
Have a real cigarette. Have a Camel. Have a Camel cigarette. Best tobacco makes the best smoke.
Have a Camel cigarette.
Best tobacco makes the best smoke. Have a Camel cigarette.
If you're smoking more these days, but enjoying it less, change to Camels. The Camel blend of costly tobaccos has never been equaled for real smoking satisfaction. Have a real cigarette.
Have a Camel.
Start to really enjoy smoking again.
Now back to yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Red Rock Matter.
Virginia City is fabulous. A monument to the rip-roaring days of the Comstock Lode. When all too often a man's life depended on how fast he could draw, or how well he could defend a hunk of barren ground that he chipped away at in the hope it would give up millions of dollars worth of gold-bearing quartz, or the heavy blue mud so rich in silver ore. Still standing are many of the colorful buildings put up in the 1860s. Piper's Opera House. You picked up your key at the Bucket of Blood Saloon. There was the office of the Territorial Enterprise that carried editorials by Mark Twain. The famous Crystal Bar. The gambling halls where debts were paid in dust and nuggets. Famous names, too. O'Reilly and McLaughlin, Comstock and Gould, McKay and Mills, Fair, Flood, and O'Brien. Yeah, the Bonanza Kings. All of them had meant fabulous wealth in the days of the gold rush. Yep, you can almost see their ghosts walking the streets. Well, I found a fount of local information and a grizzled old character parked on a rocker in front of one of the ancient saloons.
Bisbee, son. Jerry Bisbee.
Yes, sir, that's right.
Well, if I was you, I'd stay away from him. Yes, I would.
Well, why do you say that, sir?
Because, son, that D4 man's crazy. Staying up there in that shack on top of Red Rock Pass.
Red Rock?
Working away at that worthless claim he has up there.
Oh, where is Red Rock Pass?
About halfway up 12-mile road over there. There's wagon track up the pass.
Well, look, can I make it with this car of mine?
Yeah, that's pretty new car. No. Now take a horse or a burro to get... Yeah, but you ain't going up to see that crazy Bisbee.
Why not? Well?
Whoa, he'd catch you anywhere near that mine of his. Then he'd shoot you first and find out who you was after.
Yeah, well, I'll have to take that chance.
Oh, no, you...
Thanks a lot, old-timer. At Martin's stable, I had to shell out a $100 deposit when they learned I was going up into Red Rock Pass. And again, I got a warning about running into Bisbee. But I made sure my gun was free in the holster and set out for the pass. It was after 3 when I left the 12-mile road and nearly sundown by the time I reached the top of the pass. And there I found Jerry Bisbee's weathered old shack, but no sign of Bisbee himself. Bisbee! Jerry Bisbee! And then I saw the trail leading to the little mine on the face of a cliff. So I started over toward it, walking around the huge red boulders in my path, scattered about as though some giant hand many centuries ago.
That's fair enough.
Bisbee!
Get back on that horse and get out of here.
Sorry, but I gotta talk to you.
You see this here gun?
Oh, I see it all right.
Shoot the eye out and a snake with it. Besides, I know why you come here.
Do you?
Because
maybe...
they found Ralph Garrett's bones down to the desert.
That's right.
But you won't take me in third.
Don't be too sure of that.
Talk up, boy. Son, I don't hear very good.
I said I'm gonna take you in for murder.
Talk up, I said. Besides, you got no right to take me in.
Wrong, Bisbee. You hear me? I say you're wrong.
Wrong, am I? Didn't they try me once for murdering? Didn't they let me free?
So what? That doesn't mean I
So you and anybody else ought to know they can't try a man twice for the same thing.
Holy smoke, he's right.
Them fools down there, they let me off. So now there's nothing you or anybody else can do about it. So get out. I said get out of here.
A well-aimed shot kicked up the sand in front of me. I ducked behind a pile of boulders and crouched there, waiting to see what he'd do next. Then I heard it from a sort of hole under one of the rocks. A rattlesnake, almost to my feet. Slowly, carefully, I pulled out my gun. I took aim and... Hey, there were others in there. There must have been a nest of them.
No use, boy. I'm coming over there to get you.
Yeah, well, listen.
I'm going to kill you.
There was another rock to my left, a boulder that maybe I could reach without his seeing me. And the sound of the rappers at my feet wasn't exactly friendly. So I bent down low and made a dash for it. Brother, that time I could practically taste the lead.
It's no good, boy. You're not so smart. Because from where you are now, you ain't got no place to go. Not without me having a shot at you. And all it's going to take me is one clear shot.
Bisbee, can you hear me?
And this rock pile where you was, I can get to it without you having a shot at me. So I got you cornered, boy.
Yeah, he was right. He knew it and I know it. Through a narrow cleft in the rock in front of me, too narrow even to push the barrel of my pistol, I could see him advancing slowly toward the pile of boulders where I'd left the nest of rattlers. But if he was so deaf, he'd never hear them. Oh, Bisbee. Hey, Bisbee, listen to me.
Talk up. You got anything to say?
Stay away from that pile of rocks.
I'm going to kill you.
Hey, look, I said stay away from that pile of rocks.
I'm going to kill you dead. Unless you throw out your gun and come out here with your hands up over your head. Come on out of there.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do it.
What you say?
I said yes. Here, look. Here's my gun.
You coming out like I told you?
Yes, look. With my hands up.
Sure going to fool you.
What?
Because I'm going to kill you anyway. The same as I did Ralph Garrett.
Bisbee. Hey, Bisbee, wait. Stay away from those rocks.
If you got another gun hit on you to do you no good.
Bisbee! Things happened fast. He jumped backward into the protection of the rock pile, and he raised and aimed his gun to shoot me down. But a sudden movement among the angry nest of rattlesnakes.
No! Rattlesnakes! No!
By the time I got over to him and hauled him out of that pit of death, half a dozen of the deadly rattlers must have struck him. He died before I could get him back to Virginia City. Yeah, justice again. In one of her own inscrutable ways. Expense account total, including a couple of good stiff drinks. Then the trip on back to Hartford, $496.25. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Hi, this is Dennis James. Say, remember way back when this melody was popular? There's something very special about a long-time favorite, isn't there? Well, folks feel the same way about one of Kellogg's favorites, Kellogg's All Brand. Going on 41 years now, it's been America's most popular good food way to fight irregularity from lack of bulk. Because it's whole brand, Kellogg's All Brand gentles away irregularity safely and reliably. And because it's deep toasted for extra crispness, it never gets mushy in milk. There's only one All Brand, Kellogg's All Brand. That's ALL-BRAN. Kellogg's All Brand.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Well, next week, the canned canary matter. You heard it right. And I promise you that title is a real fooler. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Arlie Bear, Harry Bartell, Vic Perrin, John Daner, Will Wright, Tom Hanley, and Bill James. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking. Suspense follows on the CBS Radio Network.
You know, Dooley, I've been reading up on hypnosis. Come here and let me try it on you.
I am an officer of the law and don't approve of making a man divulge his secrets. However, I'll stand by in case there's criminology involved.
I just want to clear up some of his problems, Officer Suggs. But I haven't got any problems. I'm the soul of contentment. Maybe that's your trouble. You're too contented. Lie down, Dooley. You're going to sleep. I feel so good. He's under my influence. Now, little tyke, get up. Go straight to the beer of your choice.
Astounding. He's heading for Utica Club.
'Cause Utica Club will still take the trouble to age beer the natural way. Utica Club, you see.
He's got no problem. He's a happy, well-adjusted beer mug.
Brewed by the West End Brewing Company of Utica, New York.
You're tuned to WROW Radio in Albany, New York. Time, 5:30.
Percival Leslie Barefoot.
Percival, what?
He's head man at Tri-Western Life Insurance Company in Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, brother, with a name like that. What's bothering the dear boy, Pat?
Exactly $50,000.
Yeah, how'd he lose it?
He didn't. He wants to give it to the beneficiary of a life insurance policy.
What's the name of this beneficiary?
Jonathan Doe, also of Eugene, Oregon.
Jonathan... John Doe?
That's
Now,
right.
wait a minute.
That's
You
right.
sure this isn't a gag of some kind?
Hardly. I have a photostat of the policy right here in front of me.
Okay, Pat, I'll take your word for it. I also take it that Percy wants to hand over the money but can't find this John Doe.
Right. But maybe you can.
Expense account at my usual commission based on face value of the policy?
Well, Johnny, we usually make that percentage deal on whatever you may be able to save the company. But in this case...
But in this case, you'll stretch a point and give it to me.
I didn't say
Okay,
that.
Pat, it's a deal. I'll be in touch.
Johnny!
CBS
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the intriguing adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. To the Tri-Western Life Insurance Company, Eugene, Oregon. Attention, Mr. Percival Leslie Fairfoot. Wow. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the really gone matter. Percy Fairfoot. And a missing beneficiary by the name of John Doe. Oh, well, it's a living. So in spite of the late hour, item 1 is $162.85 plane fare, Hartford to New York to Portland, Oregon. For some reason or other, I couldn't get to sleep during the cross-country flight. Of course, it may have had something to do with the good-looking redhead in the seat next to me. In any event, by the time we pulled into Portland a few minutes after 4 a.m., I was bushed. Then I had to wait some 4 hours for the local flight to Eugene. It was after 11 a.m. when I finally walked into the office of Tri-Western on Jefferson Street. I was tired, hungry, and in no mood to bandy words with anybody by the name of Percy.
The office straight ahead, Mr. Dollar.
Thanks.
He's expecting you. Very anxious to see you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Well, come in, Dollar. Close the door and come in and sit down.
You're Percival Leslie?
Yeah, that's right. Call me Les. And come in, come in.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you look like you've been run through a ringer, Johnny. How about a little drink? Think that might help?
No, thanks.
Or is it because you've been nipping at the jug all the way out here?
Oh, hardly. Of course, there was that redhead in the seat next to mine.
Oh, yeah, those redheads, they'll do it to you every time. Good looking.
Well, I told you I didn't get any sleep.
Oh, baby, you're a man after my own heart. But now, listen. Did Pat McCracken tell you why I wanted to see you?
Something about a missing beneficiary.
Now, here's a story in a couple of nutshells or two. But we got a lot of farms around here. Big ones, little ones, all kinds. A few years ago, Harvey Wakeman and his family came out here. That's Mrs. Wakeman and his 20-year-old son, Ben.
It's Wakeman's policy that's involved?
Just let me give it to you my own way. It'll save time. Huh?
Yeah, shoot.
Well, Wakeman used to be a professor at some agriculture college somewhere back east. When his doctor told him if he didn't stop teaching and retire, he'd die before his time, why, he came out here and bought this farm up this side of Coburg and went to work on it.
He called that retiring?
Oh, he did wonders with it. And when he died a few weeks ago...
Wait a minute,
Yeah?
A wife and son?
That's right.
But he left the insurance to somebody by the name of...
That's right, to a man named Jonathan Doe.
Just who is this John Doe?
Ask me, Johnny. He isn't.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Ask me, Jonathan Doe is dead. Now, he must have known old man Wakeman was leaving him this money, so why isn't he around to collect it?
Yeah, I see. Tell me one thing, Les.
What's that?
How did Wakeman die?
Sound asleep in his own bed in his own house. Nothing to be suspicious about, if that's what you meant.
Okay. Now, let's get back to Jonathan Doe.
Wakeman's best friend, Johnny, had a farm just north of Wakeman's on a little side road. The way I understand it, Wakeman spent almost as much time this past year over at Jonathan's helping him out as he did on his own farm.
His best friend?
Yeah, that's why he left him the insurance money. After all, he left his widow and his boy his own farm worth 3 or 4 times that much.
I see.
But now my problem is I can't find Jonathan Doe.
Well, he just disappeared?
Just disappeared.
When?
About the same time Harvey Wakeman died, near as we can figure it. That was 3 months ago.
What do the police think?
Well, they decided the only thing we can do is wait. Maybe he'll show up again. But you ask me, Johnny.
Yeah?
That means wait for 7 years until he's legally presumed not to be alive, and then give the money to the secondary beneficiary.
Legally presumed not to be alive? That's a funny way to put it.
Well, that's the way Harvey Wakeman had me write it in his policy. But you know what it means, Johnny.
Sure, the statute of limitations. When someone fails to show up for 7 years, the law presumes him to be deceased.
But this company doesn't like that sort of stuff hanging over its head. So, Johnny, it's up to you. Either find this Jonathan Doe or, more likely, prove him dead. So how are you going to start?
You know something?
Yeah.
Well, you've given me so much to go on.
Right.
That, Les, I haven't the least idea.
The really...
Expense account item 2, $50 deposit on a rental car after a big lunch at Les Fairfoot's expense. I crossed the Willamette, then drove north. A couple of miles this side of Coburg, I found the prosperous-looking Wakeman farm. As I pulled up in front of the house, a clean-cut young fellow in blue jeans came over to the car.
Afternoon, mister. Can I help you? I'm Ben Wakeman.
Yeah, hiya, Ben. My name's Johnny Dollar.
Dollar?
Insurance investigator.
Oh. Oh, then you must be here because of Jonathan Doe.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure save you people a lot of time and trouble if Mr. Doe showed up, wouldn't it?
Any idea what might have happened to him, Ben?
Me? Why, no, sir.
Well, I have, Mr. Dollar. I could hear you through the window. I'm Mrs. Wakeman, and I have a couple of ideas about what happened to him.
How do you do, Miss Wakeman?
You know what I think?
Well, now, Ma.
I think Jonathan Doe was just so broken up over my husband's passing that he couldn't bear just staying around not being able to do anything about it.
Ma,
they
listen.
were the closest friends that ever lived, Harvey and Jonathan
Well,
Doe.
tell me, Mrs.
Pa spent more time with him, helping him, loaning him his implements.
Well, maybe
I guess our Alice Chalmers tractor's still over there. Ben?
I know it is, Ma. And as soon as Mr. Waverly says it's
All
okay,
right,
I'll...
all right. Yes, Pa spent more time with him lately than he did here. And with the Chocopaws going, well, I just think he went away.
Ma, I don't mean to argue with you,
Ben, the more you say no, the more I believe it's true. You just know the best way to keep me thinking something is to say it isn't so. You're just like your father was.
You said you had two ideas, Mrs. Wakeman.
Well, of course, Mr. Dollar. Any reason why this Jonathan Doe wasn't just, well, murdered?
Ma, please.
Any reason you know of why somebody might have murdered him?
Well, no, but just the same, it's a possibility, isn't it?
What sort of a man was Jonathan Doe?
Well, according to Pa.
No, I mean in your own opinion.
Well, you see, I just never did get around to meet him. Goodness knows I told Pa to invite him over here to Sunday dinner often enough.
Ben?
Sir? Well, that is, I never met him either. I offered to go there with Pa a couple of times and maybe help him out, but...
You want the truth, neither Ben nor I ever really saw his farm close up until they told us he'd disappeared. It wasn't that Pa kept us away from him, it's just...
Well, who around here did know Jonathan Doe?
Well, actually, well, I guess even we wouldn't have known about him if it hadn't been for Pa.
That's true, Mr. Dollar. It's just that...
Kind of funny that they knew so little about Mr. Wakeman's closest friend and beneficiary of his insurance. But the more I questioned them, the more sure I became that they really didn't. More important, as I was, Mrs. Wakeman's constant jabbering nearly drove me off my rocker. So, after learning that the Eugene police had made what little investigation there was, I drove back to town, dropped in at headquarters.
Well, you really should ought to talk to Sergeant Conroy, Mr. Dollar. He's the one really been out looking for that Jonathan Doe. John Doe, ain't that a laugh?
Yeah. Well, is Conroy around here now?
It's his afternoon off. I don't know where you'd find him. He'll be on duty 8 a.m. in the morning, though.
Okay, thanks. I'll catch him then.
Sure.
I spent the rest of the afternoon contacting everybody I could think of who might have had some contact with Jonathan Doe. At the post office, I learned the delivery man had only seen him at a distance, driving Wakeman's tractor across the field. None of the merchants remembered his having ever come in. I drove out into the country again, talked with other farmers living nearby. None of them knew anything about him, nor had ever seen his face. I drove to his farm, went over the place with a fine-tooth comb. Result? Nothing. Except, perhaps, that it was obvious he'd never owned a car or any livestock, nor many of the usual agricultural implements either. As a matter of fact, the Alice Chalmers Mrs. Wakeman mentioned was the only motorized piece of... Wait a minute. No car. I went back to Eugene again, checked with ticket offices, bus, plane, and railroad. Nothing. I began to wonder if this John Doe ever existed. But then at City Hall, in the Hall of Records, I had that idea knocked right out of my head.
Well, here are the records, Mr. Dollar. All in order.
Dollar, tell me this. Did you ever see and talk to this man?
Well, no.
Well, who in this office might have talked to him?
Well, I would have. But, you see...
Hey, now, wait a minute. Where's the signature on these?
Well, you see, they were all signed by Mr. Waverly.
Waverly?
Well, that's lawyer John Waverly had his power of attorney.
Where'll I find him?
Well,
I understand he went up to Portland this afternoon.
Oh, son of a gun. Somebody around this town must have known this Jonathan Doe, must have seen him somewhere, sometime.
Well, of course, Mr. Dollar.
All right, who?
Well, now, that's something I just don't know.
It was late, and I was beat, so I grabbed dinner in a room at the Barclay, that's item 3, 1170, and spent the next 9 hours getting some much-needed sleep. Item 4, first thing in the morning, $1.85 for breakfast. Then I barged on over to police headquarters again. Sergeant Conroy was cooperative enough, but not very helpful, if you know what I mean.
Well, you've learned just about as much about Jonathan Doe in one afternoon as I have in 3 months.
Yeah, but, Sergeant, it just doesn't make sense that no one, not one, around here is... Well...
If only I didn't know young Ben so well.
Man?
You've seen him? Chip off the old block. Just as hard-working, just as honest as his father was.
Well, what about him?
Well, anybody else but him, I'd have locked him up first and asked the questions later.
What are you talking about?
Speaking of that, you ever get so many answers to questions you didn't ask as when Mrs. Wakeman started
Wait a minute,
acting
listen,
away?
Conroy.
Nice enough woman, I guess. I always did feel sorry for Mr. Wakeman having that mouth of hers around all the time.
Wait a minute, will you? What do you mean about young Ben?
The insurance,
What?
Secondary beneficiary, you know.
It's Ben who gets that money if Jonathan Doe never shows up?
That's right. Well, at least that's...
You're sure of that?
Well, that's what I understood from Les Fairfoot. He's the...
Yeah, I know who he is. But why he didn't tell me that? Conroy, I'll see you later.
Now, look, Dollar, I told you about that boy.
That boy is somebody I want to find out more about for myself. Expense account item 5, 10 cents for a telephone call to Les Fairfoot.
Johnny, you're not trying to tell me Ben could have killed Jonathan Doe to get that $50,000 7 years from now?
Didn't he?
Oh, I know that boy. I've known him for years.
Or maybe he paid him off to disappear this way.
When by simply staying around, he could get $50,000.
Are you sure that Jonathan knew he was beneficiary of that policy?
Well, I'd certainly imagine old man Wakeman would have told him so.
Wakeman ever say he did?
Oh, no.
You ever tell it to Jonathan?
I never even met him.
Not you nor anybody else, and I've been wasting all this time trying to find someone who did, who knew something about him. But, brother, that's all beside the point now.
What are you going to do?
Go out to that farm for a showdown with Ben Wakeman. Showdown? I'm afraid I kind of made a fool of myself trying to trick that boy into confessing that he disposed of Jonathan Doe. He had an answer for everything. But I mean a straightforward, honest, eye-to-eye answer. As for his mother...
Ben, who's worked so hard to take care of me and Pa ever since you first got sick, how can you say such a thing?
It's all right now, Mother. It's just Mr.
It's
Dollar.
just that he's accusing you of the most horrible, the most awful things, and he has no right to.
Well, look, Mr.
You think that Ben, this wonderful boy who's taken such good care of this farm, just like his father wanted, and who's even taken care of Jonathan's place ever since and taken care of us, I ought to scratch your eyes out for even thinking such a thing.
Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Wakeman.
You'd better be, and you just better get out of here.
Mother,
If
please.
I had any sense, I'd sue you. I'd call up John Waverly and
Wait
tell
a minute.
him...
Waverly?
That's right. Lawyer Waverly.
He was Dad's attorney, Mr. Dollar.
Your father's, too? Of course. Then he's the one I want to see.
Just don't you worry about that. You just come around here like this anymore, and you'll see him in court.
Mrs. Wakeman.
Go on now, get out of here.
Mrs. Wakeman, I may end up by owing you a big fat apology.
You certainly will, but right
But
now...
until I talk with this lawyer...
Right now, you can just get out of here.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I can't say that you were very wise, Mr. Dollar, trying to, shall we say, cross swords with Mrs. Wakeman. You see, she was one of the reasons Harvey Wakeman spent so much time on the farm of Jonathan Doe. Just to get some peace and quiet.
Yeah? Now, Mr. Waverly, let's stop beating around the bush. Are you going to tell me something about this John Doe?
No.
No. You're the one person I found. You had his power of attorney. You're the one person who must have seen him, must have known him.
No, Mr. Dollar.
No, what? What are you talking about?
Did you see Wakeman's insurance policy?
I know about it, naturally.
First beneficiary, Jonathan Doe.
Right.
The money to go to the second beneficiary.
That's Ben Wakeman.
Yes. at such time as Jonathan Doe legally is presumed not to be alive.
Sure, when the statute of limitations runs out at the end of 7 years. But it's kind of a screwy way to put it.
I hadn't put it that way.
Huh?
To have said until such time as Jonathan Doe legally is presumed deceased would have meant nothing.
What?
That's right. For the simple reason that he was never alive.
Huh?
Ben is a young man. His father loved him very dearly. The boy meant everything to him.
Mr. Waverly.
Wakeman knew he didn't have long to live. He arranged it so that his farm and the profits from it would pass to his widow and his son.
Well, of course.
But he wanted to do more for the boy after Ben had really reached maturity. And do it, incidentally, without seeming to slight his widow. So, by inventing this Jonathan Doe, putting the other farm in Jonathan's name, all of it completely legal, by the way. I attended to that myself.
It means the $50,000 can't possibly go to Ben while he's still a kid.
Exactly. Nor could his widow, and she's not the most level-headed woman in the world. Nor could she possibly upset the whole plan.
And the other farm?
I can show you papers in my files that will turn that over to Ben when he receives the insurance.
Well, I will be a monkey's. Then this Jonathan was the real McCoy. A real John Doe.
In the true legal sense. The fictitious name of a completely non-existent person. But for such a sound, logical, for such a good reason, Mr. Dollar, that I... Tell me.
Yeah?
Don't you agree it's best if neither Ben nor his mother find out about this until, say... until about 7 years from now?
Yeah. Sure. So, Les, you can just hold this $50,000 payment outside and outstanding for a while. And don't forget to keep up the interest on it. Also, I think you have sense enough to keep your mouth shut about it. So, expense account total, including another hotel bill and the trip back to Hartford, $40105. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a very clever device to cover a murder. And it almost worked. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Lawrence Dobkin, Marvin Miller, Sam Edwards, Junius Matthews, Stacey Harris, and Bart Robinson. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Dan Coverly speaking.
Johnny Dollar.
George Reed here.
Well, good for you, George.
What?
I can use an assignment about now. Who's in trouble this time?
John Patrick O'Shea.
Never heard of him.
He's retired and lives here in Hartford. He's been confined to a wheelchair for the past couple of years.
Now, what's happened to him?
At 11 o'clock last night, someone broke into his home and gave him a terrible beating.
Oh?
Probably would have killed him if his next-door neighbor hadn't barged in, scared the assailant away.
Want to give me his address? I'll run over and see him.
Better still, why don't you pick me up here at the office and we'll both go over there.
Sure, whatever you say.
You see, Johnny, I myself am somewhat involved in this thing.
You?
Yes. Why don't you come on over here?
Yeah. Okay, George. I'll see you in a couple of minutes.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. To Floyd's of England, North American Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the wrong man matter. George Reed, somehow involved in the beating up of a helpless old man? Hard to believe. But I grabbed a taxi that sent him $1.20 and met him at his office. Then, using his car, we drove east on Maple Drive.
Yes, Harry Marshall. He's the young male nurse who's been taking care of Mr. O'Shea these past couple of years, Johnny, ever since the old man lost the use of his legs and started living in a wheelchair.
I see.
Last night, Mr. O'Shea sent Marshall over to see me regarding a change in his life insurance policy.
What kind of a change, George?
Well, O'Shea's nearest relative is a ne'er-do-well nephew, a boy of 25 or so who lives up in Boston.
Beneficiary of the old man's policy?
No. You see, Mr. O'Shea doesn't have much money, only a small pension and the residue of whatever he was able to collect on the accident to his legs.
So?
Just what he's been paying Marshall for taking care of him, I don't know. But I doubt if it's very much. Nevertheless, Marshall has devoted himself entirely and unselfishly to the old man.
So to make up for the lack of fancy wages, Mr. O'Shea bought some insurance and named Harry Marshall as the beneficiary.
Exactly. But Marshall felt that O'Shea ought to make some provision for his nephew, whether he liked him or not. After all, his only living relative.
Well, this Marshall sounds like a pretty unusual fellow.
He is. He's a very fine chap, Johnny. Anyhow, he came over to my house last night to tell me he'd finally persuaded Mr. O'Shea to change his policy.
To cut in this worthless nephew?
Yes.
What time did he get there and tell you this?
He didn't. That is, the poor fellow must have waited for a couple of hours.
What do you mean?
Well, my wife and I were out. We'd gone to the movies. She insisted on seeing the second feature. A horrible picture, by the way. So we didn't get home until nearly 11:30. Now, here. I found this note in the door.
Mr. Reed, sorry to have missed you, but it's after 11 now, so I think I'd better get back to Mr. O'Shea. Please call me in the morning. I believe I have convinced him that he should name Walter in his insurance.
That refers to Walter Berry, the nephew.
Hope you and Mrs. Reed enjoyed the movie. Respectfully, Harry Marshall.
So, by the time Marshall got back home, the old man had been attacked and his neighbor had called in the police. First thing this morning, Marshall phoned me. Now, here we are, Johnny.
Oh, Mr. Reed, I'm glad you were able to come. I told you on the phone this morning this is a terrible thing. Terrible.
Yes, Harry, I'm sure it is. This is Mr. Johnny Dollar, a special investigator for us.
Oh, good. Excellent. Won't you come in, please? Lieutenant Barley's already here.
Yeah, sure, thanks. Has he found anything that might indicate... Oh, hello, Lieutenant.
Hello, Dollar. Here, take a look at this.
Yeah?
The attacker must have come and gone by way of the living room window. Apparently tore this off his coat or pants on his way out.
Oh, Harris tweed.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Not a thing.
Where's Mr. O'Shea?
Upstairs in bed. Doc says he's in pretty bad shape, but that he'll pull through.
The doctor left a few minutes ago, Mr. Dollar.
And O'Shea himself hasn't been able to give you anything, huh, Lieutenant?
Nothing. Except that the man sneaked up on him from behind and slugged him. He didn't hear him, didn't see him.
Oh, great.
Somehow, Mr. Dollar, you gotta find the man who did this. And when you do, I only wish you'd turn him over to me.
Easy, boy. Just leave him up to us.
Don't bank on that, Lieutenant.
Now, I've got to go back to headquarters. Huh? What do you mean by that, Marshal?
I simply mean that I could kill the man who did this.
Don't try it. Find anything, Dollar, give me a call.
Yeah, sure, Lieutenant.
Oh, would you like to see Mr. O'Shea now?
No, Marshal. There are a couple of other things I'd like to do first.
Oh? What, Johnny?
Let's just sit down here in the living room and talk for a few minutes.
You have some idea?
Yes, Mr. Dollar.
No, I didn't say that. But come on. Let's sit down and talk.
Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
In the history of America, the inventor has had a place of importance equal to that of statesmen and other national leaders. Indeed, our inventors, many of them mechanics, craftsmen, or even thoughtful tinkerers, have strongly influenced our destiny. They have contributed greatly to our amazing development from a barren outpost of civilization to the foremost industrial nation in the world. Incidentally, when we think of great inventions, it's natural to think of involved mechanisms like the McCormick Reaper, the sewing machine, or the phonograph. However, some inventions are so simple, one wonders why they weren't thought of centuries before. An invention in this category is, of all things, the universal, all-important safety pin. This was the invention of Walter Hunt, who lived in New York in the first century. Between 1832 and 1859, he created and patented more original and worthwhile inventions than any man in the country. A revolver, a repeating rifle, and a bullet with a metal cartridge containing its own explosive charge. But of all his simple inventions, the safety pin is the most useful. It was patented in 1849, and he gave the patent to a draftsman in discharge of a very small debt. Somehow there must be a way.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Wrong Man Matter.
Now, what time did you leave this house last night, Marshal?
A few minutes of 10. I went over to see Mr. Reed here to tell him about a change that Mr. O'Shea had finally agreed to make in his insurance. It was something Mr. Reed and I had discussed before.
Yes, but as I told you, Johnny, my wife and I were at the movies.
Yeah, George. Had Mr. O'Shea gone to bed by then, Marshal?
No, sir. He was sitting here in the living room, in his wheelchair, of course, watching television. He always stayed up late watching television. And, well, to be honest about it, he usually slept through most of it.
That I can understand.
So I quietly left and I went over to Mr. Reed's home. When I found they were out, well, when 11 o'clock came around, they still hadn't returned. I decided I'd better come back here.
Go on.
When I got here, I found the front door wide open. Inside were Mr. Wakely from next door and a couple of policemen. And there's poor old Mr. O'Shea.
That neighbor, Mr. Wakely, did you say?
That's right, Stuart M. Wakely. In other words, me.
I didn't hear you ring, Mr. Wakely.
Time like this, you expect me to be formal, young man? And who are you, sir? Another policeman? Plainclothesman?
Mr. Dollar is an investigator for my insurance company, Mr. Wakely. I'm George Reed.
Why didn't you send for me, Marshal?
What was that?
This man Dollar would probably want to know just what I found here last night while you were out gallivanting around someplace instead of being here where you should have been taking care of that old O'Shea.
I beg your pardon.
Well, weren't you?
I hardly see it's any business of yours. But I just happened to have been out on an errand for Mr. O'Shea.
Well, all right.
Which reminds me, Mr. Reed, you will make the changes in the policy, won't you?
Oh, well, of course.
Well, all I got to say...
Yeah, go ahead and say it, Mr. Wakely.
...is that if it wasn't for me coming over here the way I did, old man O'Shea'd be dead as a doornail right now. Not that I'd cared particular.
Just how was it you happened to come over here last night, Mr. Wakely? Are you in the habit of dropping in here at all hours?
On that old crackpot O'Shea? Well, I am not.
Good heavens, no. It's the first time Mr. Wakely ever so much as entered this house. After all.
Just what time did you get here, by the way?
Well, not more than 2-3 minutes after 11 o'clock.
You're sure of that?
Well, of course I'm sure. I've been trying, you hear me? I've been trying to hear the 11 o'clock news on the radio. Trying. That's the reason I come.
Marshal, that's the same time ready to leave George Reed's home and come back here.
Yes.
Like I started to say, the reason I come over here was to tell that crazy old man to turn down his television.
What?
Inconsiderate old fool. Night after night, that dang thing squawking away so loud you can hear it all over the block, driving me and everybody else out of their mind.
Mr. O'Shea is slightly hard of hearing, Mr. Wakely.
Slightly.
Now, Mr.
Didn't
Wakely.
I call you on the telephone, Marshal, almost every single night and beg you to turn that thing down and I'd come over and do something about it?
Yes, you certainly did.
But a lot of good it done me. So that's why I come over here last night, Mr. Dollar, to tell the old man and this smart young whippersnapper that if they didn't turn down that TV and leave us there some peace around here...
Yes, I'm sure. Now, would
But
you
when I got up on the porch, I heard the old coot hollering for help. Even over that squawk box, I could hear him. And I heard his wheelchair fall over, and him still yelling for help.
So what did you do?
So I banged on the door,
when I finally busted it open. And, well, you know what I found in here.
Just what did you find?
Old man O'Shea, laying there on the floor, all cut, and that window back of him wide open.
And you called the police?
Yes, sir. And that's when Marshall, that should have been here taking care of him, that's when he come in.
And, of course, I sent for the doctor.
And, Marshal, you have no idea who might have done it.
I wish to heaven I had.
I'll tell you this, mister.
Yes?
Everybody living on the block, everybody in range of that noise machine would have been willing to murder him for it. Yes, sir.
Even you, Mr. Wakely?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Now, wait, I didn't mean that.
You sure?
Now, listen carefully.
Motive? Opportunity? Let's give a little thought to that, huh?
We'll return to Johnny Dollar in a moment. The two men approach each other. Cautiously. Intently. A fearful murmur sweeps through the crowd. Women and children scurry for cover. The two men stop about 30 paces apart. Silence fills the street. Each man's hand hovers over the pearl handle in his holster. And at an unheard signal, pistols are drawn. 2 shots ring out. And one man falls to the dusty street, dead. The hero holsters his weapon and ambles toward the saloon. Thus ends or begins the great source of American entertainment, the Western. Although glamorized now, the six-shooter did play an important part in the settling of the West. The man responsible for that ingenious weapon was Samuel Colt. Born in 1814, Colt, as a child, had an insatiable interest in gunpowder and the weapons that used it. As a young man, he was dissatisfied with the current one-shot pistols then in use. One day he remembered a sea voyage he had taken when he was 13, and how he had been fascinated by the ship's paddle wheel. Why not use a similar wheel in a pistol? Working feverishly, he finally perfected a weapon with a rotating barrel of 6 chambers. Thus, the six-shooter was born. Like most inventions, however, it took time to gain the public's acceptance. The opportunity came. War with Mexico was declared in 1846, and soldiers returning from the war told of the great success they had had with the Colt 45. Soon, the Texas Rangers adopted the repeating pistol in their many battles with the Indians. Samuel Colt, an inspired American with a philosophy that somehow there must be a way. Let's find it.
Now listen, you. I don't know what you're trying to prove. I mean about me, but I warn you, Dollar.
Warn me, Mr. Wakely?
That's right. You accuse me of anything, I'll make you mighty sorry you did. You see what I mean?
Johnny. Good heavens. Oh, no, wait a minute. Have you got a license for that thing, Mr. Wakely?
You bet I have, ever since I was a bank messenger. And if you think I wouldn't use it to protect myself...
Or to quiet an old man who was disturbing you?
Stop talking like that.
But then when you realized you'd gone too far...
Shut up!
Okay. Just take it easy and let me have that.
Sorry.
Good Lord. Mr. Dollar. Mr. Dollar, if he is the one...
All right, take it easy.
I'll kill him.
Oh, no, you won't, George.
Yes, John.
Call Lieutenant Barley to come back here and take over.
Yes.
And, Marshal, you keep an eye on Wakely while I go up and talk with Mr. O'Shea.
Don't worry, Mr. Dollar.
And that means don't lay a hand on him.
Even after what he's done?
That's right.
But listen...
We haven't proved anything
But
yet.
good heavens,
Look,
man.
I'm in charge here now, and you'll take orders from me, understand? Well?
Yes, sir.
All right. I started up the stairway, hoping Mr. O'Shea would be in condition to talk. But then, suddenly, something I'd overlooked from the very beginning. Hey, George, come here a minute, will you?
Yes, Johnny.
Come here. Hey, look, tell me one thing before you make that phone call.
Yes?
Just when did you and your wife decide to go to that movie last night?
What?
Well, come on.
Well, it was after dinner. We had no other plans. We weren't expecting any... Now, what does that mean?
Plenty, George. Plenty.
quick look in Mr. O'Shea's room told me he was out like a light. No doubt the doctor had given him something to make him sleep. But that was all right by me. I had other ideas now. I located...
Meantime, you're to keep an eye on Mr. Wakely.
You are, George.
What?
I gotta leave you two for a few minutes, and keep an eye on Marshall, too.
On me, Mr. Dollar?
I don't want Mr. Wakely harmed. Just see that he stays here. Marshall, if I come back and find that you've so much as touched him...
I gave you my word.
Okay. See that you keep it.
Why, yes, Mr. Marshall keeps the room for himself right upstairs.
Good. Then if you don't...
Clean-cut young man, ain't he?
Is he?
Don't use the room very much, though.
Yeah, well, if
Just
you'll...
a place for him to relax and be alone by himself now and then.
Yeah.
No, after having to spend all the rest of his time nursing that old man he works for.
Take me up to his room, please, will you?
Well, now, I don't know.
All right, here, my credentials.
Eh? Johnny Dollar?
Yes.
Special investigator?
Yes, that's right. Let's go, please.
You mean he's in trouble, Mr. Dollar?
I didn't say that.
Oh, well, I'm glad you didn't. Harry Marshall's a mighty nice young man, devoting all his time to that Mr. O'Shea.
Yeah.
Not every young fellow these days. Now, here we are.
Where does he keep his clothes?
Hey? Oh, we're
Oh,
right
yes,
over...
here it is.
We don't keep very many. Say, now, that's a nice-looking one. Harris tweed, ain't it?
Yeah.
But now, look. See?
Yeah, I see.
Ask me. He should have had that mended.
Ask me, it's his ways he should have mended.
What?
Dollar, where you been?
On a little errand, Lieutenant.
Just got back here myself. And I see you've nailed down the man we're after. I mean, nailed him down. Wakely's still out cold.
Oh, I just started to tell the lieutenant what went on here, Mr. Dollar.
I must say I wouldn't have suspected him.
Well, I guess there's no question, is there, Mr.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, I see you found the coat that was torn when he escaped out the window. Where'd you find it?
In a little rooming house over on South Elm.
I see.
Well, I don't.
Marshal, your suggestion that Mr. O'Shea had another beneficiary to his policy was real smart. Worthless nephew. That way, even if your plan failed, not too much of the money would be diverted away from you.
His plan, Johnny.
But of course, if Mr. O'Shea were to die or be murdered before the change was made in the policy, why, nobody in the world would think to suspect you.
You don't think young Marshall was in this, too?
It was a one-man job, Lieutenant. Fortunately, it failed. Because of Mr. Wakely.
Huh?
Yeah, you better call a doctor, George. I'm afraid I must have hit Mr. Wakely pretty hard.
Now, look here, Dollar.
Tell me, Mr. Dollar. What, well, I guess the expression is tipped you off.
Marshall?
You must have been waiting for your opportunity very patiently, Marshal. You must have checked on George Reed very carefully to make sure he wouldn't be home when you called on him to establish your alibi.
Will somebody please tell me?
Now, look, Johnny, how is he to know that my wife and I were out to a movie last night? I didn't tell him where we'd been until he phoned this morning.
But the note he left on your front door said...
Pretty stupid of me, wasn't it?
Yeah. Got a pair of handcuffs, Lieutenant?
I sure have.
They won't be necessary. Congratulations, Mr. Dollar.
So, George, having saved your company from having to pay off the old man's insurance, well, how much is my fee going to be? If it's big enough, of course, I'll forget all about the... Wait a minute. What expense account? A lousy buck for the trip over to your office this morning? Well, me. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, G. Stanley Jones, Jeff Stratton, Sam Edwards, and Junius Matthews. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yeah, just... Johnny Dollar.
We're all clear, Johnny, because I've assured them that you have more than adequate federal security clearance. After all, you were permitted to investigate that missing missile matter.
No, wait a minute. What?
So, in spite of the fact this sort of thing isn't exactly covered by the insurance we've written for them, well, I wish you'd go over there right away.
Wait a minute, will you? Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. This emergency and all. This is George Reed, Floyd's of England, here in Hartford. Now, Johnny, if you're free...
Holy George, don't tell me you're in your office at this ungodly hour.
Johnny...
It isn't even 9 a.m. yet.
I know. I just got here a few minutes ago.
Well, what's the big emergency?
A phone call I just received from Dr. Paulus Rayburn. Do you know him, who he is?
Rayburn? No.
He's the head of Nuclear Processors Incorporated.
Where's that?
Out on Woodland, beyond the north end of town. You know, that large group of concrete buildings at the edge of Piney Woods?
Nuclear processors, huh?
Yes, that's right. Now, we handle all the insurance on the place and its equipment, though I understand there's no actual coverage in this specific instance. Nonetheless...
What do you mean?
Nonetheless, because they're a client, in view of our reputation for extraordinary service at all times, plus the sizable premiums we collect from them, well, I hardly think we should let this call...
Yeah, well, what's bothering this Dr. Rayburn out there?
Something very important has been stolen, he tells me.
Like what?
I don't know, he wouldn't say. But he did imply it's something vital to the outer space rocketry program.
Okay, George.
So, in view of the fact you have security clearance...
Yeah, I said okay.
And the fact it'll take some hours for an investigator to come up from Washington...
Yes, George.
Plus the fact he made it plain the time element is
George.
most important. And since you're right here within a few miles...
George, stop yammering and hang up that phone so that I can... Okay, baby. Oh.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Are you smoking more now, but enjoying it less? Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. The best tobacco makes the very best smoke. Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. Are you looking for flavor and mildness? Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. The best tobacco makes the very best smoke. Have a real cigarette, a real cigarette, a real cigarette, have a Camel.
Again, for the 11th straight year, Camel outsold every other cigarette, filter, king size, and regular. The best tobacco makes the best smoke. So if you're smoking more now but enjoying it less, change to Camels. Get more real satisfaction every time. Start to really enjoy smoking again.
Have a real cigarette, a real cigarette, a real cigarette, have a Camel.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Floyd's of England, North American Office, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the nuclear goof matter. Expense account item 1, 40 cents for some coffee and a couple of soggy donuts along the way during my drive out to nuclear processors. A tall, heavy wire fence surrounded a group of squat, windowless buildings, partially hidden by the huge oak and fir trees of Piney Woods. At a sort of glorified sentry box beside the gate stood not one, but 3 armed guards. One of them was chewing out the other 2. But he stopped long enough to look over my credentials, make a phone call from inside the sentry box, then open the gate for me. He directed me to a big steel door in the otherwise unbroken face of one of the nearby buildings. There, after I'd parked my car, another guard took me inside. He led me through a perfect maze of long, narrow corridors with heavy wooden doors at the sides, all of them closed. From somewhere in the building came the almost ominous hum of machinery. Big, powerful machinery. Or maybe I felt it rather than actually heard it. Finally, we came to a door with a single name Rayburn on it.
Come in, Mr. Dollar.
Dr. Rayburn?
Come in and sit down, Mr. Dollar.
Thanks. Only how do you stand it in here, Doctor?
I beg your pardon?
Well, compared to this place, the city morgue is real cheerful.
I'm afraid these buildings were put here not for decoration, but to carry on the very important scientific work we have undertaken.
Yeah, something to do with rocketry, I understand.
Partially.
And does that mean space probes, lunar shots, atomic missiles, and so on?
Yes, something of the sort. Now, the time is of the very essence, Mr. Dollar. I take it Mr. Reed of Floyd's of England was somewhat vague about why I asked for you?
Oh, that's the understatement of the week. But he told me something's been stolen.
Yes. A minutely small quantity of a highly radioactive substance that is vital to a new concept in cyclotrons. That is to say, atom smashing.
Oh, something like radium or uranium or strontium or...
Yes, something like one of those elements. The point is that outside of the protective paramagnetic field in which we keep it here, it can become dangerous. Terribly dangerous. Within a matter of hours.
Oh, how dangerous?
The tiny amount in the container that was stolen. That container, made of lead, is no larger than this book, by the way. Well, Dollar, although its chain reaction is limited, there's enough in that container to wipe out a small city.
But you said within a matter of hours, Doctor.
The chain reaction could begin in anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, from the time it left here, depending on temperature and whatever shocks and vibration to which it might be subjected.
Then unless it's found and brought back here...
Exactly. That is why I was afraid to wait for the men to get up here from Washington.
But you have told them about this.
I've told them everything. They promised to have men up here immediately.
Do you know exactly when the stuff was stolen?
It's now 9:34.
Yeah.
Dr. Rallinoff left here with this material at exactly 7:46.
Rallinoff?
Dr. Igor Rallinoff, the man who stole it from us.
But if you know...
If only he knew the terrible potential destructive power of this thing he's carrying about with him. You must find him, Mr. Dollar. It must be returned to us. Before it's too late.
Here's Hollywood star Mona Freeman.
Who feels like acting with a miserable cold? I relieve cold distress the fast way, with 4-way cold tablets.
Yes, tests of all the leading cold tablets proved 4-way fastest acting. Amazing 4-way starts in minutes to relieve muscular pains and headache, reduce fever, calm upset stomach, also overcomes irregularity.
When a cold strikes, do what I do. Take 4-way cold tablets. It's the fast way to relieve nasty cold distress and feel better quickly.
4-way, only 29 cents.
Now, here's a word about another fine product of Grove Laboratories. Does dandruff dull your hair, leave scalp itchy? Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo and get rid of unsightly dandruff in 3 minutes. 3 minutes with Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep embarrassing dandruff away forever. Apply Fitch before wetting hair, rub in 1 minute. Add water, lather 1 minute. Rinse 1 minute. Every trace of dandruff goes down the drain. 3 minutes with Fitch, unsightly dandruff's gone. Fitch can also leave your hair up to 35% brighter. Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Nuclear Goof Matter.
Yes, Mr. Dollar. Dr. Igor Sergei Rallinoff, whom I myself called in to work with us on one of our important secret projects. But it was one that had nothing whatsoever to do with this dangerous radioactive material he has stolen from us. He does not realize the potential death and destruction he's carrying about with him.
He doesn't know what it is? Then why did he steal it?
Not knowing what it was, not knowing its destructive power, he nevertheless must have realized it would be of importance to, shall we say, to a foreign government.
Rallinoff.
You see, because of pressure from Washington on the project to which I had assigned him, well, I had employed him. I alone am responsible for bringing him here before obtaining a final security clearance on him.
Oh, then I guess you're in real trouble.
If you can find him, if you can return that leaden container with that deadly material in it...
And you have no idea where he might have gone when he took off from here?
We have only his address and a list of the names of some of his friends here in Hartford.
Then let me have them.
Yes, of course. I'll have my secretary get them for you right away.
I don't know who your contacts in Washington are, but have you notified the FBI of this?
Not yet. After all, Mr.
Then do
Dollar...
it right away. Call the New York office. If nothing else, they'll at least be able to tell you if this Rallinoff is a spy.
I'm afraid he can be nothing else. If only the guards had questioned his leaving so soon after he got here.
If only you hadn't hired him in the first place without getting a proper clearance on him.
But his recommendations were excellent. His references. I got no negative reports.
Oh, let's face it, Doctor, you're in trouble whether we find him or not.
I know.
To say nothing of what'll happen if heat or vibration or something triggers off that chain reaction you were talking about. Or even just the passage of time.
I know.
Give me those names and addresses.
And more important, this, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, what's this?
A detector. A sort of adaptation of the Geiger counter, in very compact form. It reacts only to this material that was stolen.
Then if I get near him and he has the stuff with him?
It will make a clicking sound like a Geiger counter. This tiny needle will move and indicate the degree of radioactivity.
All right, good.
Provided, of course, this switches on.
I see.
But be very gentle.
Oh?
It's extremely delicate, like a fine watch. So be very careful. Very gentle with it.
Okay, Doctor, I'll take care of it. Now, give me that list of names and addresses. Expense account item 2420 for a tank full of gas, and I really stepped on it getting back to town. The delicate little instrument on the seat of the car beside me. Simple-looking device. A tiny metal box with a switch on the front, a dial on the face of it with a needle pointing at 0. Even when I turned on the switch. Even the radium on the dial of my wristwatch got no response from it. I decided to go first to Runlenhoff's address, way the other side of town, south of Colt Park. Then it suddenly occurred to me that in all the rush, I'd failed to get a description of the man I was looking for, or even a photograph of him. Oh, sure, with a name like Runlenhoff and a scientist, it wouldn't be too hard to picture him mentally in a general sort of way. And if there was a landlord or landlady at the place he lived, even a neighbor, I could get all the description of him I'd need. Nonetheless, within a few blocks of the place, I decided to stop somewhere and telephone Dr. Rayburn. You know something? That decision got me nothing but trouble and delay. At the next corner was a drugstore. I knew there'd be a phone booth. I watched a bus pull away from the corner, then drove in to park, not seeing the young fellow who just stepped off the bus until it was too late. Good Lord, I've killed him. All right, folks, please, listen. Look, it was an accident. Now, look, he'll be okay. Come on, help me, somebody, will you, please? Pick up his bag there, and I'll get him to a hospital. Help me, will you?
Here, I'll help you, mister. You think he's still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. He'll be all right. Please, open the door for me.
For sure. And here's his briefcase.
Toss it in back.
Sure. There.
Now, when the police come, tell them I've taken him over to General Hospital, please, will you?
Yeah, sure.
The nice-looking young blonde fellow I'd struck down was still unconscious when I got him to the hospital, but apparently had no broken bones or internal injuries. I showed my credentials, told them to notify the police of what had happened, that I'd be available whenever they wanted to question me. I told them to give him the best possible care, that I'd foot the bill. Then I went back to my car and took off again, cursing the delay that my own carelessness had brought about, because I knew the terrible danger to wherever Runlenhoff might be because of the deadly package he was carrying, because of the... And then I saw it, where the shock and impact of my sudden stop had knocked it to the floor when I'd struck the young blonde fellow. The delicate device that could have been the one, the only way of detecting that radioactive material. My one sure way of spotting Runlenhoff. It was ticking merrily away. Switch on or off, it didn't make any difference. Ticking away. Broken. Utterly useless.
We'll continue with the third act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in exactly 1 minute.
Constipation can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say. A laxative should be effective, gentle, as close to natural acting as possible, and a medicine that can be used with complete confidence. Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is gentle. Next morning, it gives you the closest thing to natural action. And that's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity gently, overnight.
Is X-Lax in your medicine cabinet?
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Nuclear Goof Matter.
Driving fast, but a lot more carefully, I went to Relinoff's address. On a nondescript sort of side street, it turned out to be a rather cheap-looking rooming house. Hardly the kind of place you'd expect to be the residence of an important scientist. But it was the address Dr. Rayburn had given me. And if I could find there some clue as to where he was, where he'd gone. Come on.
What's the matter with you? This door ain't locked.
Listen, ma'am.
You Mr. Parker, the man that telephoned?
Parker? No, listen. Dr. Relinoff's room.
Room? Oh, he's got 3 of them, regular apartments.
Yeah, where?
Only you won't find him there. Not him, anyway.
Where, I said. Please, come on.
Well, it's up on the 3rd floor.
Okay, thanks.
That's the whole floor he has.
Okay.
Who are you? What do you want, anyhow?
Oh, great. I didn't get the key from her. Well, there's no time for that now. Here we go. The shades and drapes were tightly drawn. The room was dark. I felt my way along the side of the wall looking for a light switch, then gave up and headed over toward one of the windows. I never got there.
You're not Parker.
Huh?
I thought not.
Yes, sir.
No bag with you, so you weren't Relinoff either. Okay, then, buddy, let's have some light in here and see who you are. If you're one of his pals, come here to... What? No, you can't.
Oh.
Brother, you certainly look like... Now, maybe you got some identification. This card case of it. Holy smoke, it is.
Now, you just look at here, mister.
Come here.
When I let you in here, you
Sir,
didn't say
will you
anything
listen to me?
like this was going to happen.
I haven't got time to explain. Just get me some water and a towel and a washcloth, please. Go ahead.
You listen here.
Will you
mister.
please do as I tell you? Now, go ahead.
Sir.
Johnny. Come here, Johnny.
Hi.
Look, I'm sorry, old man. I had no idea it was you that you'd be coming up here. Johnny boy, can you hear me? Johnny. Here.
Stace.
That's right. Now, come on. Take it easy now.
Stacy Ringler.
That's right, Johnny. Look, I'm sorry.
FBI.
No, Johnny, I'm with Nucleonic Investigation Department now. Easy, baby.
Then it's you I gotta thank for this.
Yeah, Johnny, and I'm sorry as the devil. I had no way of knowing it was... You all right? All right, now listen to me, Johnny.
Yeah, Stacy.
Listen. You're working on that stuff that was stolen from nuclear processing?
Yeah, that's...
Harry Parker and I came up from Washington on it.
Yeah,
We
Parker
came in by jet. Now listen. Relinoff must have thought he had plenty of time, that they wouldn't miss that stuff until tomorrow when they planned to work on it.
Uh-huh.
Well, rather than arouse suspicion by galloping out of town, he was taking his time. But we got here in a big hurry.
All right.
I holed up here in his rooms, and Parker was checking on how he'd get over here from that plant in case he came back here. Are you listening to me?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
He was there in the drugstore at the bus stop. He was about to close in on Relinoff when you ran him down.
When I what?
You ran him down, Johnny. Relinoff, with your car.
That young, good-looking blonde guy?
Yes.
That was Relinoff?
That was Relinoff.
And Stace.
Parker couldn't get through to him with that crowd around him. He didn't have time. He just saw you pile him into your car and take off.
And I, not knowing who he
well,
was...
thanks to a couple of traffic cops where you tore through some red lights, he traced you to the hospital. You'd left, but he put the cuffs on Relinoff. And you didn't know who he was.
Oh, I was kicking myself for my goof and
well,
running
baby,
him
that's
down.
the greatest goof you ever pulled.
Well, now, wait, Stace.
Yeah?
The radioactive material.
Well, that we haven't got yet, or any sign of it.
Then somebody in that mob
That's right, Johnny. But don't you see, unless we can find that stuff.
I know, and there isn't much time. Come on, Stace. The only thing we can do is start the search for it there at the bus stop.
Johnny, unless we can locate every one of the people who were there. And Parker said there was a big crowd by the time he got out of that drug...
Hey, where'd you get this?
Detector for radioactivity.
Yes, I know. Where'd you get it?
Dr. Rayburn gave it to me. Thank heaven the darn thing is run down now.
It's what?
It fell off the seat. It must have got busted.
What do you mean?
It was clicking like mad, even with the switch off. Busted.
No.
Huh?
Busted or not, Johnny, there's only one thing in the world that could have made it operate. So don't you see, until it ran down the tiny battery that was...
You're sure of that?
Of course I am. Now, where was it when you heard it make the clicking? Johnny, what's the matter?
Good Lord.
Well, yeah, come on.
Look, behind the seat.
What is it? This briefcase of yours back there?
Stace, the man who helped me put him in the car.
This thing, it weighs a ton.
Gently, Stace.
What?
Not mine. Rolinov's.
Then its weight.
The lead container with the stuff in it.
Then your goof really paid off.
Yeah. What time is it?
It's 11:38. 39.
Would go off in 4 to 6 hours. After 7:46 this morning. That means we have exactly 7 minutes.
Yeah. Johnny, you think we can make it back to the plane in time?
Unless some sudden change in temperature, some shock or vibration sets it off. I'll drive as fast as I dare.
Okay, Johnny.
Hold it gently, Stace.
Yeah.
And maybe you'd better pray a little. So, by some miracle, we made it. But only seconds before that tiny mass of nuclear destruction was due to become critical. Yeah, we made it by the skin of our teeth. But after all, what more could you ask? Expense account total. Oh, so what? I needed a tank full of gas anyway. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now our star has a word or two for you about next week's show.
Thank you, Daniel. You're a good man.
Well, thank you, Johnny.
We're going to miss you. Next week, well, let's face it. The case I have to work on has more twists and turns and angles than anything you can imagine. It's called the merry-go-round matter, and believe me, the name fits. It all starts out with the loss of a valuable object of art, but from the collection of the wildest, most unpredictable old character I've ever known. What's more, he has a friend along, another character, just to complicate matters. And I'll tell you this, you'll get more than one shekel out of the whole affair. So join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, G. Stanley Jones, Bartlett Robinson, Sam Edwards, and Stacey Harris. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Better buys are your reward at Orange Motors for a Ford. Get your orange guarantee from the largest dealer in Albany.
In the heart of Auto Row, Orange is the place to go.
Orange Motors has the parts it's true, plus 44 years of experience too. Orange Motors, if you're wise, for better service, better buy.
Talk about service. Do you know about Control Tower service? Come to Orange Motors, 799 Central Avenue, and see the most efficient automobile service department in eastern New York. 44 years of experience. Get quality work and get it fast at Orange Motors, 799 Central Avenue, Albany.
Better Ford buys, used or new, at 799 Central Avenue. Orange Motors, if you're wise, For better service, better price.
Radio 59, WROW, serving Albany, Troy, and Schenectady.
Johnny Dollar.
Dollar? This is Larry Spangler. Hi.
Spangler, did you say?
That's right. Star Mutual Insurance Company.
Oh, I see.
I guess we've never met because I've only been here in Hartford about a year.
Oh, well, what can I do for you, Mr. Spangler?
Mr. Spangler?
Hmm?
Well, don't make an old man out of me. Call me Larry, huh?
Well, whatever you say. What can I do for you, Larry?
Johnny, does the name Briscom mean anything to you?
Lloyd Briscom? Runs some kind of a factory on the edge of town, doesn't he?
Yeah, he and his partner. Do you know him?
No, but I've heard of him. Why?
Well, he's one of my clients. Pretty important one. I'm on my way out to his place now. I'll be driving right by your apartment. I thought it might be a good idea to have you come along with me.
Anything wrong with him?
His business partner just called me up on the telephone. Mr. Briscom is dead.
Oh, that's too bad.
Sure is. You see, his housekeeper found him just a few minutes ago with a bullet in his head.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Mandel Kramer and the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Star Mutual Insurance Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the oldest gag matter. Larry Spangler turned out to be one of the new generation of insurance agents with that Madison Avenue touch. You know, charcoal gray suit, white shirt, dark blue tie, well-shined shoes, and he had that freshly scrubbed look, as though he'd just stepped out of a barber shop. He was maybe 25 or 6, good-looking in an almost pretty sort of way, with a well-tanned complexion, plenty of dark curly hair, and above all, that eager expression of the young man who's out to set the world on fire.
Yeah, the Briscom place is down on Live Oak Avenue, Johnny. On south of here a ways.
You're the driver.
I'm certainly glad you were able to come along.
Any idea who might have wanted to kill Mr. Briscom and why?
Oh, I have plenty of ideas. But why don't we see what the police have to say when we get there?
Oh, then you've called them,
John Barber, the old man's business partner, called them. Same time as he called me.
I see.
At least he said he did.
Well, any reason why he shouldn't have?
Do you know John Barber?
Never heard of him.
Well, at least you'll be starting on him fresh then. I mean, no preconceived idea about him.
Why do you say that? Don't tell me you suspect him of this.
Oh, no. Of course not. No reason at all. It's just that, well, why don't we see just what's happened before jumping to any conclusion?
Look, Larry.
And see what you think of the others, too. That is, if Barber got a hold of him.
What others?
Well, there's Trudy, his ward.
Trudy?
Gertrude Wilson. But there's certainly no reason to suspect her of anything. You try it, Johnny, and you'll have me to answer to.
Oh, it's that way,
Well, we're real good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I know her well enough to know that, well, it'd be ridiculous, that's all.
Would it?
Sure. And as for Mike, though, well, who am I to judge in a case like this? Let's wait and see what you think.
Mike who?
Briscom.
How's he related?
Well, he's the old man's son, or rather adopted son.
He lived with Mr. Briscom?
No, not with him, Johnny, but certainly off of him. The way I get it, the old man threw him out on his own a few years back, but then apparently relented enough to keep feeding him plenty of good, cold, hard cash to play around with.
Wait a minute now. Didn't I see Mike Briscom's name in the papers not too long ago?
Maybe it was just after that big nightclub ruckus at the Purple Jive when a bunch of drunks kind of wrecked the joint.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, but now wait, Johnny. Nobody actually saw Mike there that night. And just because of his reputation is no proof that he was. I mean, after all, Johnny, why hang the guy unless you're sure he deserves it?
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to have been treading the straight and narrow lately, even got himself some kind of a job, I understand. So I really have no reason to... Well, you see for yourself.
Tell me, did Briscom have a wife?
She died 8 or 10 years ago.
Who benefits by his death?
Well, if his will comes out the same way as the insurance, Mike gets 1/3 of everything and Trudy gets 2/3.
I see.
Except for the business, of course. That'll go to his partner, John Barber.
Oh, it will?
At least that's what Barber told me one day when I tried to sell him some insurance. But surely you don't think... Only what am I sweating over it for? You're the investigator, and it's all just sort of guesswork on my part anyhow. Why should I confuse you?
Confuse me?
Sure.
Oh, Larry, you may have been more help than you realize. In charge at the Briscom place was Sergeant Danny Gilbert, not the homicide man I'd have picked for a case like this. He was always a bit too sure of his usually wrong spot judgment. He sent Larry into the living room where a sad-eyed but good-looking girl sat quietly talking to a couple of men, then led me directly into the study where Briscom's body had been discovered earlier by the housekeeper.
That's old Mrs. Haskell, Dollar. After I got all I could from her, I sent her up to her room to weep and wail it out all by herself. She was only in the way.
I see.
Well, there's the stiff, just the way she found him. Only, don't you touch anything until the doc gets here.
The body was slumped forward over a big mahogany desk. The right hand, with obvious powder burns on it, still held the old battered .38 that apparently had done the job. There were powder burns in the forehead, too, where the bullet had entered at close range. There's no sign of a struggle, or of anything in the room having been disturbed.
Body's all so stiffened up, I figure it happened sometime late last night.
Yes, very possibly. Who was here in the house with him?
Only the housekeeper.
You sure of that?
That's what she says, Dollar. I've got no reason to doubt her.
Mm-hmm. And she didn't hear the shot?
Her room is away up on the third floor, and besides, she's kind of deaf.
Well, from the looks of things around here, Sergeant...
Sure, Dollar, it's obvious. Plain as the nose in your face. The old man committed suicide.
Did he?
You don't think so?
I don't know.
Well, I do. I'm betting the lab crew and the medical will back me up. I've seen too many of these things not to know the signs.
What kind of signs?
Briscom's business hasn't been doing too well lately.
Hasn't it?
Certainly hasn't. Ask his partner out there, Mr. Barber.
Yes, I will.
And he's had that worthless kid Mike on his hands. And even that ward of his, Trudy Wilson's been a worry to him ever since she stopped living here with him.
And that's proof that he committed suicide.
It's good enough for me.
Well, Sergeant, don't bank on it. Suicide? I doubted it, in spite of the fact that it was clearly indicated. But all I had to go on was what Larry Spangler had told me. And when Dr. Thaddeus Frambler and his lab crew got through, it looked as though I was wrong. They could find absolutely nothing to suggest anything but suicide. The only fingerprints on the beat-up old revolver, Briscom's gun that he'd had in his desk for years, the only prints on it were his own. The angle of the shot, its proximity as indicated by the powder burns, the burns on his hand, still holding the gun, all showed that it must have been his finger that pulled the trigger. But maybe with a little help from someone else.
Dollar, that's suspicious mind of yours.
Sergeant, what about the fact that the gun was still in his hand?
Doesn't mean a thing.
Well, wouldn't he have dropped it to the desk or to the floor when he died?
Not if the bullet hit some part of his brain that caused the final spasm, made him tighten up. Ask the doc here, Dollar. Go ahead, ask him, will you?
All right, Sergeant. Doc, the law says you have to do an autopsy in a case like this. I'd like to know the results of it.
It's all right by me, Doc. You can tell him anything he wants to know as far as I'm concerned. But it isn't going to make any difference.
We'll see.
And, Dollar, you'll only be wasting your time talking to those people out there in the living room. Young Miss Trudy, that Mike Briscom, and Mr. Barber.
Well, maybe, Sergeant, but I'd like to talk with them anyway, and separately, if you have no objections.
Oh, Dollar, that suspicious mind of yours.
You said it.
suicide. Oh, no, Mr. Dollar. I'll never believe that. Daddy simply wasn't the type to commit suicide. Never.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it true that he was kind of worried about you, Trudy?
Because of the way I left him, moved away from here to get along on my own. He didn't like it, if that's what you mean.
Why did you leave him? I understand he was very good to you.
I know, and it may have seemed ungrateful. Because he and his wife took me in when I was just a little baby.
Mm-hmm.
They fed me, they clothed me, gave me an education. And after Mother died, he even sent me to college. But he was such a tyrant. He wouldn't ever let me think for myself, do the things I wanted to do, go with the people I wanted to go with. He insisted on running my whole life. Even the man that I want to marry wasn't allowed in the house.
I see.
When Daddy had business with him, he went to see him at his office.
Trudy.
I'm not a child anymore, Mr. Dollar. I have a mind of my own.
Oh, I can see that.
I felt I had a right to use it to do the things I want to do. And I've done very well, thank you. Even he had to admit it and stop harping about the way I broke his heart by leaving him.
You don't seem too upset over his death, Trudy. Well?
No. No, I'm not.
Because of the fortune that'll be coming your way now?
Yes, partly. It'll make me free, independent. I can marry the only man I've ever wanted to marry, do exactly as I please, without this stubborn old man breathing down my neck all the time.
Trudy, you realize, don't you, that if he didn't commit suicide...
Of course he didn't.
...that a statement like that might point the finger of suspicion at you as a possible murderess?
Would you rather that I'd lied to you, Mr. Dollar?
Suicide? A strong-minded, stubborn old codger like Frank Briscom? Never, Mr. Dollar, never.
You seem pretty sure of that, Mr. Barber.
Well, I've reason to. If you'd been in business with him for nearly 10 years, as I have, you'd know it couldn't have been suicide, too.
Even the worries about your business?
He had no worries about it, not really, Mr. Dollar. Don't you know how much Frank was worth? Nearly $1 million. I mean, of his own. Sure, the business hasn't done very well lately, but that's because of him.
What do you mean by that?
That stubbornness of his over his out-of-date, old-fashioned methods, his refusal to let me put in new, efficient equipment, inaugurate new procedures that could have made a fortune, that could have put me on easy street, too. Believe me, things will be different now.
Now that he's conveniently out of the way and you'll have the business alone?
Yes. Yes, that's right, Mr. Dollar.
In other words, then, Mr. Barber, if it wasn't suicide...
And I'm certain it wasn't.
You've shown a pretty good motive for killing him yourself, haven't you?
Oh, no, just a... That's ridiculous, but I suppose I have now, haven't I?
You certainly have.
Would you rather that I tried to deceive you about my feelings in this whole matter?
What do you want me to do, Dollar? Try and put on an act?
Then you're not at all sorry, Mike.
Why should I be? After all, he was no blood kin to me any more than he was to Trudy or her to me.
So I understand.
So I'm not one bit sorry the old man's gone. There's been a lot of times I wished I could have kind of helped him on his way.
In spite of the fact that he was pretty good to you over the years?
He's doing a lot better for me right now, Dollar, than he ever did before.
You mean the money you'll inherit?
Sure. A third of his money, 1/3 of all that nice insurance. All in one nice big hunk.
No insurance if it was suicide, Mike.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Dollar.
Well?
Did you know the old man?
No, I didn't.
Well, if you had, you'd know perfectly well he never knocked himself off. I don't care what that crazy cop says.
You don't think so?
I know he wouldn't. And another thing.
Yeah?
He took on a lot of religion the last couple of years, took it real serious.
Oh?
I guess that's why he kind of got charitable and started giving me some dough now and again. And to him, the worst sin he could do would be either to kill anybody or to take his own life. In fact, Dollar, he bored me with a lecture on, on that subject more than once.
Mm-hmm.
And if you'd known him, you'd know he was dead serious in that religion stuff.
You said that you considered helping him on his way.
Well, I said I kind of wished I could, is all. That's all I said. And, that, and then I'm glad he's gone, yeah.
Any idea who might have done it, Mike? Besides you?
Almost anybody might have done it. I mean that would have got something out of it.
Like who?
Well, how about Barber? That gets the business now. What about Trudy?
You really think so?
I don't know. I can't see either of them actually doing it. You know my only gripe, Dollar?
What's that?
Trudy gets 2/3. I only get 1/3. Now, maybe if I was smart and I wasn't so lazy, I'd make a big play for her, you know? After all, we're not real relatives, so I'd marry her and then, well, I'd have my hands on it all. But I guess I'd never get her away from that guy she's going with.
Larry Spangler.
I'll do all right anyway. My share of all that dough, even without the insurance, is good enough for me. And you know how much that's going to amount to, Dollar?
Enough to kill him for, Mike?
Sure. Absolutely. But I didn't do it. And Dollar, he didn't commit suicide.
I'm beginning to think maybe you're right about that.
About no suicide?
Yes.
But I didn't kill him.
Somebody did.
If you ever suffer a touch of arthritis or rheumatism and you've never tried mentholatum deep heating rub, you can't know how good its deep heating action can make you feel. As you massage it into painful areas, you feel its deep heating action. You know relief is on its way. Mentholatum deep heating rub is an extra strong combination of active ingredients for safe, temporary relief of minor arthritic rheumatic pain. Use greaseless, stainless mentholatum deep heating rub often.
The body was taken to the morgue. Then Sergeant Gilbert, still sure that it was suicide, felt there was no reason to hold any of Mr. Briskin's beneficiaries and told them they could leave. Told me to forget the whole thing. Then he left us there.
And if you'll excuse me, I better get on down to the office. I'm afraid Frank's death is going to be quite a shock to some of the older employees who've been with him since he started the business.
Yes, Mr. Barber, maybe you'd better get rolling with some of those profitable new procedures that you were telling me about.
Huh?
Now that you've got Mr. Briskin out of your hair.
I've got him out of my hair. Are you implying, Mr. Dollar?
If the shoe fits.
I get a little tired of hearing Sergeant Gilbert say it, but you are a suspicious man.
All three of you swore it couldn't be suicide.
I know, but... excuse me. I must go.
You mind if I bum a ride with you?
No, Mike. Come along.
Right. And, brother, I'm going into town and tie on one that'll make history in this burg.
You would.
Trudy? Certainly no reason for you to stay around.
No, I'll be glad to get out of here.
If it's all right with you, Johnny, I'll drive Trudy on home, and you can take my car back to the office or the apartment if you like.
Sure, Larry. Be glad to.
You've held up under this very well, darling.
Why not, dear? Johnny.
Yeah?
In spite of what that policeman and the doctor and those laboratory men said, do you think it was suicide?
You worried about the insurance money that won't be paid if it was?
Not Johnny.
Of course not, Johnny. And do you know why? Because compared to the rest of the estate, the insurance doesn't matter. I'll be perfectly content without it. But you didn't answer me. Suicide or murder?
Trudy?
Yes.
You know, that's a very good question. If motive alone were the answer, I'd surely say murder. But considering the circumstances, what little evidence there is...
Of course, Johnny, it has to have been suicide.
Because it'll save your company having to pay off?
Well, that is something to think about, you know. Come on, honey, I'll take you home. See you later, Johnny.
When the lovebirds drove away in Trudy's car, I took off in Larry's. Then I suddenly began to think about the route to his office. Something that he'd said about it earlier. Instead of going there, I drove to the morgue where Dr. Framler was finishing up his brief autopsy.
No, Mr. Dollar, I'm afraid it was suicide, all right.
Not even any bruises, anything like that, huh, Doctor?
Well, a slight one, yes.
Where?
On the forehead, at just about the point where the bullet entered.
All right, then.
But that could easily have been caused when he fell forward on the desk.
Maybe, but I'm betting it wasn't. I say that old man was struck on the forehead enough to knock him out. It wouldn't have taken much at his age.
Oh, well, I know.
Then he was shot in the same spot. So the bullet and the muzzle blast would cover up that bruise. Now, you've got to admit that's possible, Doctor.
Possible, of course, but the police found only his own prints on that gun, although it may have been wiped clean quite recently.
Sure it was. Easiest thing in the world is to pick up a gun with somebody else's hand, somebody unconscious, and make it pull the trigger, and that's exactly what happened.
But who, Mr. Dollar?
On the way over here just now, I suddenly realized my apartment was nowhere near the route between his office and the Briscom place, in spite of the fact that he'd said it was. That was just an excuse to pick me up so he could talk to me.
What, sir?
And that corny, real friendly bit right from the beginning. Call me Larry. Real palsy.
Larry?
Yes. And all that dope he gave me on the others. That would make any one of them suspect. Why? In case the job hadn't been done well enough, that it might look like the murder it really was? Of course.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
As for calling me in himself, that's the oldest gag in the world, as a cover-up to take away any possible suspicion from himself. And as for motive, he had all the motive in the world.
Mr. Dollar.
Look, Doc, if there's no real evidence to pin it on him... Wait a minute.
Yes?
Maybe if I tear into him, act convincing enough, I can make him think there is.
No, Johnny, you're out of your mind.
As for motive, Larry, who had a better one? The girl, that fortune, even without the insurance, would be enough to keep a bright-eyed young opportunist wealthy for the rest of his life.
Now, listen.
Too bad, isn't it, that your lack of experience in crime tripped you up so easily?
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
Don't I?
You're out of your mind. You're crazy.
Oh, not I, Larry.
You have no proof of anything like you're suggesting.
Haven't I?
No.
Didn't you know that your latent prints would show up on that gun even after carefully wiping it?
And
That your prints would show up on the back of old man Briscom's hand just as clearly as they did on the arm of the chair you sat in there in the living room? That a simple comparison down at police headquarters...
My fingerprints on the back of his head?
That's right.
That's impossible.
Is it?
Yes, because of a pair of cotton gloves that I wore.
Cotton gloves, Larry? Oh. Like I said, Larry, you're a complete inexperience.
Johnny, now,
Only the rankest amateur would have let himself be tripped up like that. And only the rottenest kind of insurance man would have tried a thing like that. Thank heaven there aren't very many of them. Expense account total? Wait a minute. Of course, there isn't any. And you know what? I'm glad there isn't. This kind I wouldn't want to collect on anyway. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Hot, tired, thirsty.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. You've made iced tea, and oh, what a beautiful flavor. New instant tenderleaf tea.
Instant Tenderleaf, cold water, lots of ice. You've got it made. Richer, brighter, livelier iced tea. 100% pure tea.
New instant tenderleaf tea.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, do you remember who the Lorelei were? Look it up, Then join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Zerato, Jr., musical supervision by Ethel Huber. Johnny Dollar is played by Mandel Kramer. Also featured in our cast were William Mason as Larry, Charita Bauer as Trudy, Raymond Edward Johnson as Barber, Ivor Francis as Doc, and Ralph Bell as the...
Johnny Dollar.
I don't think you're going to like this, Johnny.
No?
No, sir.
Oh, it can't be that bad.
Can't, huh?
What you don't know won't hurt you, they always say.
Oh, they do?
And since I don't know what you're talking about or even who you are...
Huh? Oh, sorry. I kind of got ahead of myself.
A little ahead of me, too.
This is Tim Harrington, Johnny.
Down in Knoxville, Tennessee?
Yes, sir. Eternity Mutual Insurance Company.
Well, how are you, Tim? What's this I'm supposed to start losing sleep over?
Alpheus Brannigan.
Brannigan?
Now, don't tell me you've forgotten him.
Oh, wait a minute.
At least I hope you haven't.
That hot-headed young kid who got 5 to 7 for embezzlement a while back.
That's right. About 3 years ago. You yourself ran him down for us.
Sure, I remember now.
On a tip you got from that pretty young wife of his.
Yes, Marilyn was her name. Nice girl and pretty, too.
And do you remember what Alpha had to say when the judge tossed that sentence at him?
Oh, the usual yak about getting even, wasn't it? That sort of thing?
Getting even not only with you, Johnny, but with her. And that poor kid has been worried about the day he'd get out ever since the day he went in.
Well, he still has a couple of years to go, hasn't he? So what's the big rush?
He has not.
What?
Alfred Brannigan got out of the pen a couple of weeks ago.
No kidding. Made a break?
A smart kid like that? No, sir. He just made like an angel for a while, and they gave him all that time off for so-called good behavior. You ask me, Johnny, they were suckers. Because if you really remember that boy...
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And his wife is a client of ours.
You mean he's already got to her?
I don't know.
Well, somebody better contact her and find out.
That's why I'm calling you, Johnny.
What do you mean? Haven't you been in touch with her?
No, we can't find her. But if he does get to her before you do,
Say no more, Timmy. I'm on my way.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Mandel Kramer in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator,
yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Eternity Mutual Insurance Company, Knoxville, Tennessee office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the wrong idea matter. Expense account item 1. $6 for a cab to the airport and $58.36 for a plane ticket. 4.5 hours later, we set down at McGee Tyson Airport, some 12 miles southeast of Knoxville. So, item 2 is $1.35 for limousine service that dropped me off at Tim Harrington's front door.
Hi, Johnny. Glad you could make it.
Hi, Tim.
Sit down. Sit down. I'll get right to this.
All right. Now, Tim, let's get one thing straight.
I know, Johnny. Marilyn Brannigan's policy has a face value of only $7,500. And on account of what happened with her husband, she's named her brother Charlie over in Memphis beneficiary.
Well, that isn't what I was about.
But a client's a client, and we got to protect her if we aren't too late.
Too late for what?
For what? Johnny.
Now, listen, Tim. When you've heard as many of those wild courtroom threats as I have, well, after a while, you just don't pay too much attention to them anymore.
Well, I do. I was right there in that courtroom.
So was I.
I not only heard what Alfred Brannigan said, but I saw the way that he said it.
He was just a hot-headed kid. You know that, Tim.
I can see it in my mind's eye right now. After the judge hit him with that sentence, he turned around real slow and with a look on his face like I've never seen before. It was cold as ice, Johnny. Like a snake. Not a body in the courtroom made a sound.
Tim.
He looked across at that brand new little wife of his, Marilyn. She was sitting there in the front row with her head down. He just stared at her until she looked up at him.
I know, Tim.
And then without moving a muscle except in his mouth, he said...
Now, look, Tim.
He said, just remember one thing, Marilyn. One of these days I'm going to get out again. And when I do, he said, you'll see.
Well, okay, but...
Then he turned over to where you sat. And that goes for you too, Dollar. For you too, he said.
Just a red-headed, hot-headed, excitable kid.
Not when he said that, he wasn't. He was cold as ice, Johnny. He wasn't kidding.
All right, Tim, so what? The first time she paid him a visit there at the pen, he told her he was sorry.
No, sir.
He tried to be a good boy. He said somehow make up for what he'd done.
No,
it
sir.
always happens.
No, sir, you're wrong, Johnny. 100% wrong.
Am I?
Because in all that time up there, she never saw him once.
Not once?
Not once. And you know why?
Why?
Because he wouldn't let her. Because he wouldn't see her. Wouldn't have anything to do with her. No letters, no nothing. And that's why in all these last couple of years, when I've talked to her, she's been just plain worried sick. And a couple of weeks ago, when he got out, well, that's when she called me up and asked me what she ought to do.
You mean that she still hadn't heard anything from him? Even when he got out?
Not a word.
Well, what'd you tell her, Tim?
To notify the police.
Mm-hmm.
And I notified them, too. And then late yesterday, I got this call from Sergeant Piper.
Yeah?
And he tells me that she's suddenly gone, disappeared, to parts unknown.
Has there been any sign of him around?
No, sir. And don't you worry. If he had been around, Sergeant Piper and his boys would have known it.
Are you sure of that?
Well, they were gunning for Alfred Brannigan like nobody they ever gunned for before.
But she got away without their knowing how or where.
Well, yes. But, Johnny, you got to find that girl and keep her alive.
Well, look, Tim.
Yes? Yes, Johnny?
Well, I'll do the best I can.
Good. And, Johnny.
Yeah.
Now, just you remember one thing.
What's that?
You better look out for yourself, too.
Oh, sure.
Winston Burdett in Rome, Arthur Godfrey in New York, Miami, Las Vegas, or who knows where next. Alexander Kendrick in London, Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney in Hollywood, the Philharmonic in New York. These are some of the exclusive sounds of CBS Radio. From all over the country, all over the world, news, music, and entertainment is brought to your homes by experts to create the most unique, interesting, and exciting sound in radio today, the sound of CBS Radio. Heard only at this spot on your radio dial.
I walked over to the precinct headquarters where Tim said I could find Sergeant Seymour Jefferson Piper. Unlike any police officer I dealt with in the past there in Knoxville, Piper was a big, lazy, florid man of about 50 and 220 pounds who sat with his feet on the desk chewing a stale, unlighted cigar.
Sure, Miss Dollar. I'm completely in charge of that Brannigan thing.
And, you have found no trace at all of the girl?
Now, I know, Miss Dollar, I know exactly what you're thinking, but just because she got out of town without our knowing it, don't mean that he could have gotten himself in without our knowing it.
And I wondered.
Well, I don't. I don't wonder at all. I'm sure of it.
Mm-hmm. Not a single lead on her, huh?
Well, you see, she had her own car. She was a kind of accountant, you know, for one of the big markets, and doing pretty good for herself. Had her own car.
Do you know the license number of that car?
Well, sure. It's ULL166.
Did you put out an APB right away all over the state?
Well, no, sir.
Why not?
Well, she ain't guilty of any crime, Miss Dollar. I mean, like he was once.
What's the matter with you, Sergeant? Isn't it just as important to find her and protect her as it is to run her down if she's done something wrong?
Well, yes, sir.
Well, of course it is.
And we did try to protect her as long as she was around here.
Well, Sergeant...
But when he didn't even show up, and after all that time, 2 whole weeks, Miss Dollar...
Well, don't you know why? Because he was probably smart enough to realize that she'd have some kind of protection for a while. He may not be any mental giant, but he isn't any dumbbell either.
Well, I know.
To have a clear field, he'd wait until people stop worrying about him. Until they get tired of waiting for him and ease up, and that's exactly what you did, Sergeant. Ease up. Get lackadaisical.
Now, just hold on there a minute.
Well, isn't that why she was able to leave him right under your nose?
Well,
and you know what else I think?
Now, you look here.
One of two things. Either she realized your watching over her was getting more casual, more slipshod, and she'd have to look out for herself.
Oh, now, miss.
Or else, Sergeant, and I'm afraid it's a lot more probable, Alfie Brannigan did get through to her and haul her away.
But if he's got to her, sir, well, don't you remember what he said there in court?
Did you forget it? Up till just now?
Well, of course not.
Well, why haven't you done something about her disappearance?
Well, I told you, sir.
You haven't told me anything that makes any sense. Let me have the telephone.
Now, just a minute. What are you fixing to do?
Well, first I'm going to call the state police, and if they can't find her somewhere in the state, I'll call in the FBI.
You don't think much of this department, do you?
Do I have to answer that? Let me have the phone.
You sure don't know how to ask for cooperation, do you?
Listen, Sergeant, over the years I've had cooperation from the Knoxville Police Department second to none.
By acting up this way?
By dealing with members of the force who have a little sense of responsibility beyond that involved in chasing crooks.
Now,
by men who can think beyond what's right under their noses. By men who... I'm just wasting my time here. What's the name of your lieutenant?
Now, just a minute, sir.
Yes, what for?
I guess maybe you're right, sir. I mean about an APB.
It isn't too late.
So well, believe me, Miss Dollar, I'll get one out right away, and I'll include in the state police, like you say, as well as all the other big cities in the state.
You will?
Yes, sir. And I apologize, Miss Dollar, well, I was wrong, and I'm admitting it, so just give me a chance, if you please.
Sergeant,
And where do I get in touch with you when I get some word?
If you do.
Yes, sir. Mr. Dollar?
All right. I'll be staying at the Andrew Johnson.
Thank you, sir. And I'll call you, sir.
You better. I don't know whether to kick myself for letting him go ahead again or for having nearly lost my own temper over his obvious bungling. Instead, I spent item 3, $5.80, smoothing my ruffled feathers with a dinner at the Rathskeller. Then I signed in at the Andrew Johnson. But before I could unpack my bags... Johnny Dollar.
This is Sergeant Piper, sir.
Oh, yes, Sergeant.
You were sure right, sir. Miss Brannigan's license number did it.
You know where she is?
21270 South Peachtree Street.
And where's that?
Over to Jefferson City.
You told the police over there to keep an eye on her, Sergeant?
Well, no, I guess it didn't.
Oh, brother.
What, sir?
Item 4 is $50 deposit on a drive-your-own car. In almost less time than it takes to tell about it, I covered the 29 miles to Jefferson City and, after inquiries at the gas station, went immediately to the address on South Peachtree. In front of the nondescript little rental cottage was her car. And inside, once I'd got inside, was a very young, very pretty, but badly frightened young woman, Marilyn Brannigan.
I hope you'll forgive me not letting you in right away, Mr. Dollar. But it's so dark and black outside, and I'm so... I don't know what to do. How did you find me?
Well, the point is that if I could find you, so could your husband.
I know.
And you haven't heard anything from him or of him since he got out of the pen?
Don't you see? That's just it. I haven't heard from him since he went into that terrible place. 3 years, Mr. Dollar. 3 years. I've been sitting alone at nights wondering and wondering what he meant by what he said in that courtroom before they took him away.
Well, isn't it pretty obvious what he meant?
If only I knew. If only I really knew. He never says anything without really meaning it, Mr. Dollar, and he never changes his mind once he's made it up. You know what I mean? Once he says he'll do something, he never changes from it. And if he did mean to threaten me...
Well, what else could he have meant?
But it wasn't like him. I loved him, and he loved me, Mr. Dollar. I'm sure of it.
Even though it was your information that helped me find him and turn him in?
I had to do what was right. Even he wouldn't have had it any other way.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure of that.
And that money he took, that wasn't like him either. But he didn't realize what he was doing. He only meant to borrow it for a Christmas present for me, and all of us young folks act so foolish, Mr. Dollar.
Marilyn.
Yes?
In spite of what you've just said, you're still afraid of him, aren't you?
I don't know. We knew so little about each other.
Well, you married him.
We'd only been married a couple of weeks. And we'd only known each other a couple of months before that.
Oh, boy.
But I had so much confidence in him. I was so sure that if he faced up to this wrong thing he did, we could make a new start together. But when he wouldn't see me or answer my letters, and after what he said in that court... Oh, if I only knew, Mr. Dollar. If I only really knew. And if he does come here and find me and...
Now, listen, Marilyn.
Are you staying here in Jefferson City, Mr. Dollar?
No, I'm at the Andrew Johnson over in Knoxville. Why?
Because if he does come and I'm here alone...
Now, you just listen.
Yes?
Until we find him, until we know what his intentions are, you have got to have some protection. Now, if things had been handled properly, one of the local police would be here right now. But since he isn't, where's your phone?
Oh, I haven't any here. The nearest one is at the filling station 2 blocks down.
Oh. All right. I'm going over there and call the police. And meantime, if I were you, I would keep this door closed and locked.
Yes, I will. And, Mr. Dollar?
Yeah?
When you do find him, at least find out before you do anything to him or hurt him.
Oh, sure. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, now, that's the first kiss I've had since,
I'm sorry. I guess I shouldn't have. But you're the first one that...
Sure. That's okay. I'll get everything set up and see you later.
Thank you.
Oh, boy, it is dark out here. Could use a street lamp or two.
Just a minute, mister.
What? Alfie. Who are you? Alfie Brannigan.
Yeah, that's right. It's me.
I like that idea. Newport filter cigarettes. Newport menthol cigarettes. I like that idea. Good, rich tobacco flavor. The right amount of menthol and just a hint of cool, refreshing mint. That's the thing about Newport. That's the combination that makes Newport more refreshing to begin with, more refreshing all the way. Just enough menthol to make Newport so refreshing while you're smoking, without hiding the rich taste of great tobaccos.
George, can't I have a Newport, too?
I came to in the front seat of my rental car. The young policeman was gently slapping me with one hand and with the other shoving a bottle of smelling salts, I guess, under my nose.
That's it, Mr. Dollar. You have another sniff of this and you'll be just fine.
No, thanks. That's fine.
Whatever you say. Y'all okay now?
Oh, wow. Well, I don't know.
Yes, sir. Somebody must have hit you pretty hard. You just take it easy for a little bit.
No. Listen, officer.
Yes, sir?
Inside there in that house.
Sergeant must have been wrong. Nobody in that house, Mr. Dollar.
What?
Well, you see, Sergeant Piper over to Knoxville, he called me.
Yeah?
He said that Miss Marilyn Brannigan...
And that he got her. He got to her.
You mean Alfie, her husband?
That's right.
He's been here?
Yes.
Well, then I'll shoot myself because the car pulled away when I come down the street. Must have been him.
And he must have had her in it. All right, now look.
Yes, sir?
You have a radio in your car?
Doggone transmitter blew out when I tried to call in about finding you here all beat up.
All right, listen.
Oh, here.
What?
Your wallet with your credentials was lying there beside you.
Oh. Alfie must have taken it out of my pocket when he found out who I was. Thanks anyway. All right, look, get on back to headquarters, will you? And get on the horn and... Oh, do you have a license number and description of that car?
Oh, yes, sir.
Good. And go to it and get the word out. I'll either be with Sergeant Piper at his precinct or at the Andrew Johnson Hotel over in Knoxville.
Yes, sir.
Driving was torture. By the time I got back to Knoxville, I was feeling pretty shaky. I dropped in on Sergeant Piper, thanked him for having finally alerted the Jefferson City Police, told him to get on the ball again, and then, just barely able to navigate, got up to my room at the Andrew Johnson. Oh, guess I left the lights on.
Yes, sir, you did.
What?
And you left the door wide open, too.
Alfie.
And me, Mr. Dollar.
What? All right now, Brannigan.
No, please, sir. Now, let me explain about why we came here.
He came back to me, Mr. Dollar, to the cottage.
Oh, you're telling me.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know who you were when you came out of the cottage. And I'm sorry.
You didn't know him?
No, Mr. Dollar.
But I saw you there in the doorway, and well, I saw her kiss you, and I heard you say you'd get everything all set and be back. And, well, after all I'd done for her, and thinking maybe she'd taken up with somebody else while I was gone.
But I've explained to him now.
After all you've done for her, Alfie?
Oh, he's wonderful, Mr. Dollar. He's so wonderful. I knew he was. I knew it all the time. It just had to be that way.
Don't you see, sir, it was the least I could do after the way I let her down by taking that money 3 years ago.
Look, what do you say we try and make a little sense around here?
Maybe I was wrong not seeing her and not answering her letters, but I had to do it alone. I had to work it out for myself. I had to prove I could be worthy of her all by myself.
And he has, Mr. Dollar.
Alfie.
You see, I meant it, sir. What I said back there in court. That I'd show her and I'd show you, too. That I could make up for that crazy embezzling.
Don't you understand? That's what he meant.
And I did it, sir. I worked. I studied there in prison every day. I worked to improve myself. And when I got out, so I could prove to her I'd done right by her, I went to her brother over in Memphis.
My brother Charlie.
Mm-hmm. Because he'd always liked me, and I knew he'd help me, and without letting on to her until I was ready. You see, I knew he'd understand, and he did.
And you know what Alfie's done in just these last 2 weeks?
A steady job over there. A decent place for us to live the way we ought to. And away from all these memories. Now we can start out married all over again. The right way. Like I should have made it for us before. It's a whole new start, Mr. Dollar. And a clean start. And it's still only half of what a girl like Marilyn deserves.
Isn't it wonderful, Mr. Dollar?
Well, yes, Alfie?
Sir? Sir?
You want to be sure of keeping it that way?
Oh, believe me, sir. I will keep it that way.
All right. Then, one thing. Remember to keep that temper of yours in check, huh?
Yes, sir.
Even when you see your wife kissing another man.
I will, sir. I promise.
I hope so.
And I'm sorry. I'm really terribly sorry for what I did.
Well, that's all right. To have a case end like this for a change, maybe it was worth it.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mr. Dollar. Thank you.
Now, how would you two like to help me over onto that bed? Well, you know something? Sure, those two are even younger than they realize, but I think maybe those kids will do all right. I hope so. Anyway, expense account total, including a doctor who came in to make sure that I was all in one piece. Hotel, mileage on the car, and the trip back to Hartford. $229.57. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, the most clever device for covering up a murder I have ever seen. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Truly, Johnny Dollar is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Zerato Jr., music supervision by Ethel Huber. Johnny Dollar is played by Mandel Kramer. Also featured in our cast were Jimsy Summers as Marilyn, Lawson Zerby as Sergeant Piper, Richard Holland as Alfie Brannigan, Herb Duncan as Tim Harrington, and Bill Lipton as the policeman. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking. The Peace Corps needs farm skills. Volunteer today. This is the CBS Radio Network.
Johnny Dollar.
Well, hiya, Johnny. Hiya, boy.
Well, I'm fine. Who's
Johnny,
this?
You been out here to sunny Southern California lately?
No, as a matter of fact,
Sure
I haven't.
You out here. How's about hopping on a plane?
Well, that depends. Who are you?
Huh? Oh, sorry, Johnny. This is Will Burnett.
Trinity Mutual Insurance.
Right. And the reason we need you is a couple of fish.
Couple of what?
2 mammals.
Look, Willie, I haven't the least idea what you're talking about. I'm beginning to wonder if you have.
Sure I have. Petey and Sue. Dolphins.
What happened? They are what? Dolphins?
That's right.
Now, don't tell me you've insured the lives of 2 dolphins.
An important client wants it. I think we ought to, but the whole fishy deal needs looking into.
You know what I think?
What, Johnny?
I think you're nuts. Dolphins. But as long as you're willing to pay the freight. Okay, I'll see you sometime tomorrow.
CBS Radio Network brings you Mandel Kramer in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Trinity Mutual Insurance Company, Los Angeles office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the vociferous dolphin matter. Expense account item 1. At the crack of dawn the next morning, $224.43. That's for a wire to Willie Burnett, a taxi to Bradley Field, and a jet going west. Then at L.A. International, while I was picking up my luggage...
Yo, Johnny, right over here.
Oh, hi, Willie. Oh, pardon me, please. Excuse me, ma'am.
Glad to see
Hi,
you, boy.
Willie.
Glad you can make it so fast.
Oh?
Here, got a rental car all gassed up and ready for you. You can stuff that stuff in the bag.
All right, good enough. There we are. Well, now what?
I got a client waiting for me in the office, so I can't go along with you the way I planned.
Go along to where?
Shelter Point, just this side of San Diego.
Oh?
Now, here's a map all worked out for you. And see, right here is where Professor Dr. Uriantha Eurydice Estwell has her private oceanarium.
Professor who?
Estwell.
No, those first names again.
Couldn't say them again if I tried.
I'll bet not.
She's an eccentric, nonconformist. Call her an oddball if you like. But she once held down chairs of zoology and ichthyology at 2 important colleges. And like I said, she's an important client of ours.
Zoology?
Uh-huh.
And her own private oceanarium. You were serious about wanting to insure the lives of a couple of dolphins.
Well, why not? I mean, if they can do what she thinks they can.
Which is what?
Uncurl that lip, Johnny. This is based on scientific knowledge. But it's the wildest, the most... Well, get yourself on down there and see for yourself.
I think I'd better. I cut on over through Inglewood to Route 101, the freeway, and then about 40 miles later hit the Pacific Coast Highway at Capistrano Beach. There I plowed into a cold, wet fog. Real pea souper. By the time I passed through the usually colorful town of La Jolla, I began to wonder if I shouldn't stop somewhere and wait for it to clear. But it was still early afternoon, traffic wasn't too bad, so I kept on. By the time I finally found the unpaved road that cut over to Shelter Point, I wished that I had stopped. But a sudden, very short-lived breeze gave me a quick look at my destination. Down near the edge of the Pacific was a home, and leading out over the ocean was a long, wide pier with lockers lining one side of it. On the other side of the pier, rising out of the sea, was a tremendous tank. Boy, I could use a seeing-eyed dog in this fog. Sunny Southern California. Somebody down there in the pier must have caught a glimpse of me. A very good glimpse of me. That last shot was too close for comfort. But the fog, now a solid wall again, was to my advantage. Moving without a sound, I felt my way onto the pier, and by pressing close to the lockers, I showed no silhouette. Finally, I saw the hazy outline of the marksman who was not looking my way. I waited. After what seemed like an hour of hardly daring to breathe, I jumped. All right, let me have it. Let me have that gun. Come on.
Well, who are you? What are you doing out here?
Wait a minute. You always shoot at people?
Now, I ask you a question, mister. Who are you and what are you doing out here?
Matter of fact, I had come here to see a Professor Estwell.
What about?
My name is Johnny Dollar.
What? Johnny Dollar?
That's right.
Oh, Johnny, I'm so glad to see you.
Well, cheers. Now, look.
I'm Penelope Wyman.
Penelope? Well, let's call you Penny,
Well, I like that better,
You mind telling me why you were pulling off those shots at me?
At you? Oh, but I wasn't. It must have been a ricochet.
Oh, sure.
Oh, really, Johnny? I was aiming at those sharks. You see them? Around the big tank where Aunt Yuri keeps her 2 dolphins?
Oh, you were,
Honestly. But come on, Johnny. Let's go up to the house where it's warm and we can talk. Because... Well, Johnny...
Yeah?
Why have you come here? Is it because you're worried about Aunt Yuri, too?
Should I be?
Yes, Johnny. Yes.
this ever happen to you? You're driving down a long highway or working late, and then monotony makes you feel drowsy. Perk up with No-Dose. No-Dose keeps you alert with the same safe refresher found in coffee. Yet No-Dose is faster, handier, more reliable, absolutely not habit-forming. The safe way to stay alert without harmful stimulants. No-Dose.
Here, Johnny, we can sit in here.
After you.
Thank you. Would you like a drink or something?
No, thanks. Now, Penny, tell me, does this worry about your aunt have something to do with your standing down there on the pier with a rifle?
Well, no, I told you I'd thought of going swimming.
In all this fog?
Well, sure, anytime. But when I saw all those sharks nosing around the dolphin tank, well, all right, no, Johnny. I did have the rifle there because of Aunt Uri.
Why?
Her experiments with the dolphins.
What kind of experiments?
Did you ever hear one of them?
Well, I've heard the funny little noises they give out. That's about all.
Well, most of the sound they make is too high in pitch for the human ear. But scientists believe they communicate the same as we do with a regular language.
It seems to me I read something about that recently.
Well, Aunt Uri, with all her money, hopes to prove it. Prove that the dolphins, she calls them her children, that Petey and Sue can actually talk, that their intelligence is almost as high as ours.
That's a possibility, I suppose. But is that all that worries you about her?
Well, no, Johnny, it's that... Well, I think that somebody's trying to stop her.
How?
Well, she's old, quite old, and... Well, there have been too many near accidents lately. Like the night one of the planks on the pier gave way. And just think if there'd been sharks around then. And she still insists on doing everything alone out here, in spite of the fact that she could afford all kinds of help. But she does it all alone, except for Carl and me.
Who's Carl?
Oh, Carl Petermill. He's a... Well, he was my fiancé. Johnny, are you going to stay long?
Well, I don't know. Tell me, what does Carl do for your aunt?
Oh, he handles the recording equipment for the funny sounds that Petey and Sue make when they talk to her, she calls it. I don't really know how it all works, Johnny, and I don't think she does either, but that's her big project.
Well, do you think she's getting anywhere with it?
Of course I am, young man. Carl, set those tape recordings over there in the corner.
Right you are, Professor.
Who are you?
My name is Johnny Dollar.
Well, I don't care who you are. What business have you coming in here? Dollar? From the insurance company?
That's right.
Good. This is Carl Petermill, my assistant.
How are you, Carl?
Friend of yours, Penny?
Now, Carl.
Mr. Dollar, I want some insurance on my children, Petey and Sue.
The dolphins, you mean?
I said my children. Haven't you showed him Penelope? Haven't you let him hear them talk? Now, come along, all of you. But first, Penelope, go in and put on a decent dress.
Yes, Aunt Uri.
Come along, Mr. Dollar.
Yes, ma'am. While Carl fooled around with a mess of complicated electronic equipment over at one side, we climbed onto a platform across the big tank, and the two dolphins came flipping up out of the water like a couple of playful puppy dogs demanding attention. Splashing around, squeaking like mad, then leaping high into the air, clear over the platform and down into the water on the other side. The thing that really stopped me was when one of them, leaping out of the water onto the platform, just lay there for a moment until the professor gave it a few pats on the head like you would a playful dog. It was amazing, and a far more personal kind of play than I'd ever seen at Marineland or any other oceanarium where they train small whales and dolphins. They really seemed to understand her.
That's enough.
Then, at her command, they quit and stayed below, swimming around. Of course, coming up for a breath of air now and then and watching us all the time.
There you are. Do you see, Mr. Dollar? They are my children. Completely obedient. And they love me, too.
It's almost unbelievable, Professor.
Well, that alone is reason enough to insure their lives.
Well, now...
But there's a far more important reason, Mr. Dollar. One of tremendous scientific value to the whole world. At least it will be when I've given them more training to prove my point. I'm going to show you, demonstrate to you how they talk. Is the recording equipment ready, Carl?
All set up to go, Professor. You get one of them up to the surface, and I'll handle the mic from here.
Very well. Susie, come here. Come here, pet. Start the machine, Carl.
Okay, we're rolling, Professor.
All right, now, Susie. Talk to me. Talk to me, dear. Come on, Sue. That's right. Talk to me. That's a good girl. Do you love me? Do you love your mother? Say, mother. Mother. Mother, did you hear it, Mr. Dollar?
I heard it, but I'm afraid I don't exactly understand her.
Then we'll show you, won't we, Carl? Down you go, Susie. And thank you, dear.
These tape recorders, Professor. How come?
What's the matter with you, Mr. Dollar? Can't you see what we're doing?
I'm not quite sure.
It's obvious. We make a recording at ultra-high speed of sounds that are almost too high for the human ear to register properly.
Yes, that much.
Then Carl puts it on another of those machines, like he's doing now, and plays it back at a very slow speed.
I see.
That will make it not only audible, but understandable.
Understandable, hmm?
Well, of course, you'll see.
All ready, Professor.
Then go ahead, Carl. Go ahead. Now listen. Do you hear it now, Mr. Dollar? Now it's at a pitch that we can understand. You hear that? She said mother.
She did, huh?
Well, yes, of course she did. Because I taught her to. Well, didn't you hear it? She said mother. Well, didn't she?
Or was it something else, Professor Eswell?
What? Something else?
Yes. Like maybe murder.
Treat your taste kindly with Kent.
Treat your taste kindly with Kent.
Treat your taste kindly with Kent. Smoke Kent, the micronite filter cigarette.
Yes, people who want to get away from harsh, rough-tasting cigarettes know that the one to switch to is Kent. And there's a very good reason why. Kent, with the micronite filter, refines away harsh flavor, refines away rough taste for the mildest taste of all. Yes, that's your reward for smoking Kent, the cigarette that made the filter famous. So when you want to get away from harsh, rough-tasting cigarettes, remember, the finer the filter, the milder the taste. And you'll decide to treat your taste kindly with Kent.
Treat your taste kindly with Kent. Smoke Kent, the micronite filter cigarette.
I'm no salesman, I guess, because the minute I questioned the so-called words from her pet dolphin, those that came out of the tape recorder, the professor politely but firmly ordered me to leave. Her timing was just exactly right, for as I drove on past the house...
Oh, Johnny! Johnny!
Hi, Penny.
Hi. Are you going back to L.A.?
Well, maybe into San Diego. You like a ride?
Oh, no, thanks. But, well, I'm driving in, too, for some shopping.
You know, I was thinking that I might hang my hat at the El Cortez tonight.
Oh? Well, that'll be right close to where I'll be.
Well, if you're shopping late, Penny, you'll have to have dinner somewhere.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that, Johnny. It's a date.
Good, I'll be waiting. Just holler when you're ready. After phoning Willie Burnett and reporting no sale as yet, that's item 2, $1.45, I checked into the El Cortez, shaved, showered, dressed, then waited until Penny called. Then, a night on the town with that beautiful girl. Only once during dinner at Luback's did we make with any serious talk.
Wonderful, Johnny.
Oh, good.
But I shouldn't leave her alone even for a few hours this way.
Even with Carl out there with her? Your engagement to him is really off, hmm?
Yes. And I guess he hates me now because of the reason for it. Oh, I knew he hadn't had much formal education, but when I found out about the only life he really cared for...
Well, Penny, let's not worry too much about him.
But, Johnny, all his life, he'd worked in carnival.
Well, that's a pretty colorful life, you know.
A barker, a spieler for a freak show, two-headed snakes, that sort of thing. And that's what he hopes to do again.
Let's forget about him, then.
Johnny?
Hmm?
Do you think Aunt Yuri really has anything with those dolphins?
Well, those tapes are pretty, provocative.
Oh, why doesn't she just relax and enjoy her money?
Tell me, who gets her money when she dies? You?
Yes, everything. Except for the dolphins. They'll go, too. Hey, now you're the one who said to stop worrying. What do we do next, Johnny?
You just wait till I pay this check and you'll see.
Waiter.
We did the nightclub route. All stops. It was one of the greatest evenings I ever had. Penny, not only clever, beautiful, charming, witty, but... Well, I was sorry when it was all over. And sometime after 4 a.m., I piled her into her car, kissed her goodnight, and watched her head on back to the beach. It was almost an hour later when... Oh, Johnny Dollar. Oh, wait a minute. Hold everything. Hello?
Johnny, please, come out here.
Penny?
Yes, Johnny.
Well, Penny, what's the matter? What's happened?
Aunt Yuri. She's dead.
Penny was waiting for me at the turnoff from the highway.
Oh, Johnny, I don't know what to do. And there's nobody else around.
Where's Carl?
I'd forgotten when I left her alone out here. Last night was a night off for him. He won't be back till 6.
Well, it's almost that now.
Listen, when I came in, I found Aunt Yuri wasn't in her bedroom.
Yes?
And it wasn't a feeding time for the dolphins, but I looked around anyhow. No, don't stop at the house.
Well, where is she, Penny?
Down there, at the pier. In the tank with her children.
Her body was floating there, and the dolphins, her children, were beside her, protecting her. I rigged up a sling and brought her body up onto the platform, and I could see where she'd been struck on the head. Just then, Carl came running out onto the pier. I must say that his reaction was wholly unexpected.
I knew it, Penny. I knew you'd get her sooner or later.
Carl!
Just a minute, Carl.
Couldn't wait for her to die, could you, to get all her money? You had to help her along.
I said just a minute.
Hit her over the head, did you? Then pushed her in? Is that what you did?
Oh, Carl, you're terrible.
It's true, Dollar. It's true, because of her money.
Now, look here, both of you.
And listen. Yeah, the dolphins. I can prove it. I think I can prove it. Because they'll know. They must have seen and they can talk. Dollar, they can talk. And I can understand them, and they can understand me. Oh, yeah. You'll see.
He rigged up the microphone again. Then, after starting the ultra-high-speed tape machine, he talked to one of them. He asked that dolphin who had killed her. And when he finished, he moved the tape to the other machine.
And now we'll play it back slow, and we'll see, Dollar. We'll see.
What's that?
It's my voice when I asked him. So low at this speed, it's only a rumble. The high squeak of that dolphin when it slowed down this way. Listen.
Listen.
I told you. I knew it. She killed her.
Oh, no.
All right, turn it off. Carl, drive into La Jolla. Get the police.
You bet I will.
If it was true about Dolphin's intelligence, This might be no actual proof at all, but it was pretty damaging evidence against the girl who would inherit all of the professor's money. But from the time of the professor's first demonstration, I'd been thinking about a man who knows every electronic trick. Bob McKinney, an engineer for CBS. So the minute Carl left to get the police and the medical examiner, I pulled the tape off the machine and we left. Then, at McKinney's home, Penny and I waited 4 or 5 hours while Bob experimented with different playback speeds, with filters, equalizers, a variac, and heaven knows what all. And then, finally...
Well, Johnny, I can't be sure.
Yes, Bob?
But if the tape recording was faked up the way you think it might have been, this should be the way the voice on it sounded originally. And it wasn't any dolphin.
Go ahead, play it, Bob.
Penelope. Kill, murder.
Johnny.
Me see. Penelope. Kill.
All right, turn it off. Well, Penny?
Carl. It was Carl.
Yes. Yes, Carl faked that, like he faked all the other dolphin voices.
But what? Why kill her?
Weren't the dolphins and the aquarium to go to Carl?
Oh, yes. Yes, they were.
Well, apparently he was afraid that your aunt would find out about his electronic tricks. This way, he'd have his sideshow, the life that he wanted. But instead, he's booked himself a one-night stand. And its blackout is permanent. Thanks to Carl, the police and he were still there at Shelter Point, waiting for us. Expense account total, including hotel and the trip home, $531.80. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, the calm, blue, beautiful waters of the Pacific almost hide the work of a clever team of killers. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Do you like a car with plenty of pep, a car with reserve power for safe passing? Most good drivers do, but they don't like to pay extra for premium gasoline. Listen, in 3 out of 5 cars, regular-priced Sinclair Dino gasoline matches performance of premium gasolines, saves you up to 4 cents a gallon. Almost anywhere you see the Sinclair Dinosaur sign, you can save up to 4 cents a gallon with Dino. Drive with care and buy Sinclair Dino gasoline. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Fred Hendrickson. Music supervision by Ethel Huber. Johnny Dollar is played by Mandel Kramer. Also featured in our cast were Larry Robinson, Ethel Everett, Joan Laser, Bill Lipton, and Ben Yaffe. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Art Hanna speaking.